reconciliation. We want to reconcile all of our differences, all of the disenchantment whatsoever. That no man is infallible. Now speak less about an institution with people with diverse background. Come to say to you, extend our DPS as leader of this populous people institution. First time we took over, we extended our apologies to all of you. We say we are sorry. In our local, we say no man. Let us pass over.
Okay, with the time exactly 7 minutes past 7 o'clock. Oh yeah, folks, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Welcome to another edition of the Punch Morning Drive. That's a Punch Breakfast Show. It's good to be here this morning. And today is Wednesday. Yeah, Wednesday, the 7th day of February, AD 2024. Yeah, gradually, we are going into this month. And we have a lot of things to look at this morning on our plate. Yeah, like I said, a lot of things. Making news, trending news, studio chat. And at exactly 9 o'clock, we'll be playing to a district number 2 lawmaker in person of Sekou Kone. He will be live in our studio here, and we'll be talking national issues, most especially about the district, talking to him about the happenings at the national legislature, yeah, in Liberia at large, the Unity Party. So good morning, good afternoon. It depends on where you are joining us from. Those that are watching us through our online platform, that's the Punch TV Live. Let me say good morning to you. Yeah, you can post your comments. Probably later on, we'll be reading that out for you. But let me cross over to Mr. Harris Betty. Harris pretty seated in Studio B. Let me say good morning, Harris. Welcome to the show. How you doing, my brother?
Good morning, Boakai. Good morning, Liberians. And good morning to our viewers. It feels good this morning, Boakai, being in the conversation. This is the People's Platform.
Mm-hmm.
And it is an opportunity to sit here, have the thousands of Nigerians following the conversation this morning. And when I listen to you, the line of discussion this morning is very interesting. It is one that everyone wants to listen to. So it's good. We are here this morning, like every other morning, to inform the Liberian people about things happening in this country. For us, we believe that an informed citizenry is one of the best guarantee for a continuing democracy. So if our democracy will progress, then we need a citizenry, we need a group of people that are informed and are able to make the decision, the rightful decision in the interest of our country. So it is our duty to provide all of the necessary information to Liberians. So yeah, I'm good this morning, and I hope that every one of you following the conversation this morning is feeling good as well.
Okay, so I don't know, what do we have on our menu today? There are a lot of things that we need to look at, most especially studio chat. you outline some of those things, and then I will chip in. Then we can get prepped up for the discussion this morning, because we'll be discussing from now up until 9 o'clock. That's when we play host to our studio guest, Mr. Sekou Kone, the representative of District Number 2, Mosurado County.
Yeah, a whole lineup. Buakai at that's coming out shortly in the conversation. The curator plays at 9 o'clock. We have with us the representative of District Number 2, Mosurado County, Sekou Kone. He previously served the legislature from 2012 to 2018. And in 2018, he was retired by the people of District 2 and replaced with Jimmy Smith. But thankfully, he made a comeback, and it made his story very interesting. Buakai, I was reading through the history of that district, and it is extremely impossible for a lawmaker, after being defeated, to come back and take the stand. So it is challenging,
most especially Mosurado,
and especially Mosurado, and across even most of our districts. It is challenging. But Sekou was able to break the tide, and so this morning he will be in our conversation. I think Paramount, we're going to ask him as well how well he was able to carry himself, that he won the law of the admiration and support of the people of District Number 2. On top of that as well, we're going to look at the 55th legislature at a glance. For us to believe that the national legislature, why it's true that it is up Capitol Hill that the decisions have been made, but in terms of those decisions being communicated to the citizenry, it has to be using platforms like this and to communicate this to the people in terms of the decision, what plan there is causing, what is coming on the floor as well, where the various lawmakers stand. And so Sekou Kone will sit on the conversation this morning at 9 up to 10 o'clock, a conversation you don't want to miss. On the flip side as well, we have been told by our executive mansion reporter, we hope that he joined us on the conversation this morning. Buakai, it is our understanding that the president of the republic, His Excellency Joseph Boakai, will on today do his drug test. As part of what he mentioned in the State of the Nation suggests that his government will calm down on the issue about drugs and substance abuse in this country. It has been established that the president will on today do his drug test. I'm yet to confirm as well whether that test will be also will be the president, that of the vice president collectively, or the both we have to do their separately. In the coming days, but the president is confirmed for today. We're going to look at that as well on the conversation. Mind you, there are several officials of government that have been designated by have been confirmed
by the Liberal Senate.
This morning we're going to set out a national conversation. Listen, we have had a time over the years, the 6-year period of President George Weah, been able to identify a lot of challenges, Buakai, that are affecting the different ministries and agencies, ranging from our security sector to the Ministry of Health, the Ministry of Education, the Ministry of Agriculture. And so this morning we'll set out a national conversation that now that these different midline ministries and agencies have heads, you want to talk about ministers, directors, and generals as well. We're going to set out a conversation this morning outlining the different challenges and what they can do as well to some of those challenges. If you want to talk about, for instance, the Liberia National Police, I think it is one area of focus as well. That entire force need rebranding. How well can Gregory Coleman, designed or go about rebranding or restoring sanity to the LNP? We want to talk about the Ministry of Agriculture. Already is one of the ministries in this country that not much attention has been placed, because even Liberians themselves have a limited interest, a limited confidence in the agricultural ministry in terms of living up to its expectation, equals value as well. We're going to look at that, Buakai. We want to talk about the Ministry of Education. I listened to your confirmation hearing. A lot of challenges she outlined. So it speaks to the fact that she already aware of those challenges confronting the education sector. How well can we tailor a conversation that the ministry can begin with? I think That's what I'm going to be looking at this morning.
And also, just to add up to what you said, to the yesterday, the plenary of the Liberian Senate endorsed its joint committee reports, calling for the General Auditing Commission to conduct a special reconciliation audit, thereby establishing the facts associated with the two banks balance reported by the former and current president. So, according to them, they need a reconciliatory audit. Recently, President Weah, in his final address to the country, announced that his government was leaving 40 million United States dollar in their consolidated account when it was also alleged, let me say, said by President Bouakai that he met 20.5 million in the consolidated account. So now we don't know who's saying the truth. The two presidents, the former president, the now president, they are all coming up with different figures. So the Senate had told the General Auditing Commission to conduct a reconciliatory audit on and getting the facts that who's saying the truth. Because we need to know, Harris. There's need that we need to know what's going on, and Sekou Colonel will be coming from the backdrop of that, because we'll be talking more about that. So when he arrives in our studio, we'll discuss more about the issue about that consolidated account and the two Senate committee report. Okay, what I'm seeing here. So now there are a lot of confirmations. Yeah, a lot of confirmation on yesterday. Those at the Senate, Senate confirmed the following, including Bill James, Deputy Finance Minister for Administration, and Elwood Nate, Controller and Accountant General, Ministry of Finance and Development Planning. Others are Anthony Myers, Deputy Finance Minister for Fiscal Affairs, Duffy Zuo, Deputy Finance Minister for Economic Management, Planning, and Tanim Brussin, Deputy Finance Minister for Budget and Development Planning. So those are some of the people that got officially confirmed at the Liberian Senate. At the same time, the Senate confirmed also Colonel Gregory Coleman, Inspector General of the Liberian National Police, Colonel Abraham Kroman as Director of the Liberia Drugs Enforcement Agency, and Sam Gay, Director of the Executive Protection Service. They also got confirmed by the Liberian Senate, and the Senate also confirmed that Jaso Meli Jala, that's Minister of Education, Dr. Alexander Nate, was also confirmed to the post of Ministry of Agriculture, and Amin Muda, Ministry of Commerce and Industry. So those are the names that got confirmed on yesterday. Officially now, they are they can start working. As we'll say in our Liberian term, they can start doing their job now, Harris.
Yeah, so
You have to look at your microphone. I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah,
No,
you have to touch it. You have to pull it here from, then you know whether you
I
on that.
just don't know.
Yeah.
How to use it for this morning.
Yeah, okay. Now you go ahead.
I think
Yeah,
I
it's
think
good.
I'm much better. I
Yeah.
don't know, but
You want to use that one?
on two. I think this one is okay.
Okay,
Just
then
have-
you can
just
go
have to
ahead.
increase my volume from the board there. You have to
Okay.
increase the microphone. Okay, okay now.
All right.
All right. So yeah, those officials haven't been confirmed by the Senate. Like you listen to the president of the Liberian Senate, the communication will be forwarded to the president.
Mhm.
That with the list given us so far, the names, we have done all of our investigation, the cross-examination, and those individuals have been satisfied by the Liberian Senate, the House of Elders, and they are qualified to occupy the positions. I think it is from that basis now that the president will officially
Mhm.
appoint those individuals in government. Because at first it is just destination, no official letter of employment,
Yeah.
no letter of appointment has been given, right?
Mhm.
So they just like, okay, go, your name has been sent. Now, when it's been confirmed by the Senate, then before the president can appoint.
Mhm.
So for that, the president, I believe, all of the appointment letters have been prepared long since. He was awaiting the advice of the Senate, and the Senate now has advised him that Gregory Coleman should be the police inspector general.
Yeah.
The Senate has informed the president that A.B. Krumah should be the director general of the Liberia Drugs Enforcement Agency.
Mhm.
The Senate has informed that Jensko Jara should be the Minister of Education.
Mhm.
And that of
Amin Muda.
yes, Amin Muda should be Commerce Minister.
Yeah.
So now the president, I know that from now before today's end or perhaps tomorrow, the all of those officials officially been nominated, and we have to move on a new phase of government. All of the previous phases will be out, and a new phase will surface in government.
Yeah. So now let's look at what they are bringing in. Let's look at today. The president will be official job text, like he started, and Abraham Krumah is charged with the responsibility in fighting drugs in our country. A.B. Krumah was with the Liberian National Police as the 102, and a lot of people saw his working. Let's start it with him. This guy, he's been a fighter. He put some system into place when he served as the deputy for operation at the Liberian National Police. Is it bringing that same fighting spirit to, because I listened to him yesterday. He spoke to member of his team when he got confirmed. He spoke to okay, I want to play his voice wherein he spoke to members of the team, cautioning them that this job, we all need to do this job together. It's not about me. I'm only serving as a hair, and I'm asking you guys to join me. Let's do this job together. Even if you are not waiting, you need to put yourself into it, because this is a task that the government, means the president, have given us, and we need to fight drugs in our country. We need to do it not only for the president, not only for the Liberian people, but we also need to do it for our families. So he called on members of his team yesterday that this is a tax. It's a huge tax. And I'm asking you as an individual, if you know somebody that is importing drugs in this country, and you don't tell me, and later I get to know that you are aware of somebody importing drugs, I'm going to fire you. That was a statement coming from him yesterday.
I think with 80 persons at
that's microphone. I say you need to use it. You know whether you are off or not. Yeah, you need to. Yeah, because the microphone is off again.
I think it's off. It's extremely killing this conversation. I don't know, but
then you have to use the next mark. So yeah, you have to use the next mark. Yeah, so as Harris is getting to the next mark, so that was the okay, that's good.
I think this is okay.
Yeah, that's okay.
All right. So the issue about AB persons at the Liberia Drugs Enforcement Agency. It is a new environment. It is different from the Liberia National Police in terms of its function. Now, what we will have in common is that the both parties, the both institutions, at the overall, they are considered and they are part of the security force of our country. But the LDA has a specific function, and the Liberia National Police has an overall function. Now, the Liberia National Police, primarily its responsibility is to protect lives and properties. the means through which Liberians, lives of Liberians can be protected. Now, coming to the Drugs Enforcement Agency, at this time, AB has a sole tax, a specific tax, one that is seen, one that is visible, one that has a time frame attached to it. Because the expectations of Liberians, part of the reasons why Liberians voted Ambassador Boakai, at the time when you listen to Senator Darius Dillon from the far end in Mosurado County, will tell you that drugs is destroying the fabric of our society, the fabric of our young people. When you listen to Senator Kanga Lawrence from Grand Bassa, will tell you that drugs is destroying our young people, right? Our young folks, that the youth are going wayward. When you listen to Senator Ellen Snow, for instance, from Bombing, the issue about drugs was a national conversation. If you listen from Lofa County, if you listen to the vice president, the former vice president at the time, then president of the Republic of Liberia, you were conversation there was that drugs is eating up the fabric of our society. It was one of the message, one of the messages that Ambassador Boakai took to the Liberian people, that secured his vote. So now that the Liberian people, it is expectations of Liberians that this government, under the leadership of President Joseph Boakai, will effectuate change, will ensure that drugs will be fighting, drugs will be minimized. Already they are inheriting a system at the time that the government has made significant strides. You talk about the amended drugs laws, enforcing that, making sure that drugs is non-bailable. So now at this, on this path, AB already has a tool to work with. But what makes AB's job even more difficult is that he has a specific tax that every Liberian is affected. One that every Liberian, either directly or indirectly, is connected to this situation. So the expectation, if you tell Liberian people we are working, this work will have to be visible. It has to go across. Unlike at the days to the LMP, when AB was at the LMP, that one, the Liberian National Police has a centralized function to protect lives and property. So even if you make one arrest and tell the Liberian people that we are working, the fact of the matter is that every Liberian understands that the police will be there when you commit crime or arrest. But at this point, we have accepted that drugs will be part of us. That's why if you visit in the communities, you visit in the street corners, and every part of the country, you see drugs is there because Liberians have accepted drugs to be part of us. Now, the responsibility that AB has to ensure that mentality is going away, the responsibility that AB has to fight drugs in this country is very huge. So that's why when you listen to him, he proposed a lot of things. At the time, he appeared before the Senate Committee on Defense for confirmation. One of the issues that AB flagged, or the issue was that personnel of the DEA should be paid. Well, should be paid.
Their salary should be increased.
And when you were asked, he proposed, said, I would recommend
$400,
to start with as a minimum salary. AB's mind is that if those are fighting drugs,
if they're not taking good pay,
if they are paid, their rewards and remunerations, is handsome. Then I think they will have some national obligation to the country. So AB's point of argument was that part of the reason why you see the DA officer themselves having taken interest in the fight against drugs is because they are not treated fairly equally. So if you have a DA officer taking $75, this man has been to take care of. This man has his family to feed.
Absolutely.
So if at the time of arrest, if that man is in a position to accept bribes in the tune of 100 or 150 or 200,000 to allow this person, right, or this trafficker to escape, obviously he will do it. That was the justification of AB. So AB is considering that if our officers are paid handsomely, then they have some national obligation to the country. Understanding that the $400 they are taking to send their children to good school, their children as well stand high rates of doing drugs if they are not coming down strong on the drugs issue.
Okay, so now someone may say, saying that, let's pay our guys $400. Would they fight drugs? Because paying them $400 is one thing, but they getting the job done is another thing. But let's listen to what he said officially yesterday when he got confirmed.
Very important about this. Drug offenses are being very serious in this country. You guys are going to be part of a team that will fight drug that we never fought before. Everybody there! So basically, I'd like to say thank you to you. I've been up for the past 2 days now. You hear from my voice that I look at the pool. So I'd like you guys to retire. Go back into your normal. Just up here, running the whole day.
Hey,
Yeah, so I'm going to go back to
yeah, what you would
you guys getting ready for virtually, you know exactly what happened today. Everybody start performing us while we're
Correct.
So I want us to look at this from a realistic point of view. Alright? If you have a problem, if you're being nagging, you have to now do what they call soul session. That will work. It's going to know exactly how to operate as the guys in the operate on the table. I don't fuck around and I don't mess around. Okay? I will support you. I will back you if you do the right thing. There's no way I lie about it to the advantage of my officer. But just do the right thing. And
He's asking them to do the right thing because he don't mess around.
do something that you can defend. Not defend as somebody that thinks I'm a once you start doing like that, then you know, pseudo synagogue, the senator, the representative, and the family, the husband. So all I can do is to provide you the leadership. It's your responsibility to go. First, we start to attract the drug people. All of the activity that you have in getting on the news.
So Harris, he's saying that first the thing that we need to do is to stop the drugs from coming into the country. Once we stop the drugs from coming in the country, we can now start to fight the remaining one that is in the country. So if you know somebody that is importing drugs and then you don't let me know, I'm re-emphasizing this because according to him, there where he's going to be people. If you know somebody that is importing drugs and you are in a system of the LDEA, and then you don't let him know, if he know that you know somebody that imported drugs, and then you don't let him know as a head of the LDEA, he's going to follow you. That's what he said to it.
Do you think that will solve, that measure will fight drugs in this country? Do you think so, Wakai?
I think it's creating fear in them to report cases.
I don't see it. I don't see it. If that's the case, I'm gonna tell you something. If that basis at AB is certain, if that's what we were to use, right? As I was killed, and to determine whether his administration will come down on drugs. I'm telling you, nothing will happen in this country. I'm telling you, AB leadership at the DA will be just another one. Now listen, the issue about drugs in this country, and if you have a government institution or an institution responsible for a specific function, and at first when you're taking over as head of that institution, and this is what I'll be looking up to see if AB Krema, if truly AB is vigorous, right? If AB is robust, if AB is contemplating on Ambassador Bwaka's declaration of drugs is a national emergency, and how well his leadership at the DEA can help support the government agenda in that fight. This is the first thing we're going to expect of AB. Listen, the issue about saying, people, if a DA officer knows someone take the phone and call AB. It doesn't change anything.
Mm.
Listen, go arrest people. You calm down, people put in jail. But wait, listen, that's the first thing AB has to understand is an institutional reform. Huh?
Mm.
You're taking over a system. Now, what will happen is that if AB has sent out a very clear message
Mm.
that anybody knows someone doing drugs, call us. We're going to go there. You know what happens? You further empower your officers, the ones you mean,
Yeah.
without any institutional rebranding. You further empower them to obstruct, to even threat on bribery. Because you know why?
Mm.
Now I have the authority to tell the trafficker, you know, when I come a boss man, they will arrest you. Huh?
Mm.
So you further empower the men to carry on a bribery. I'm saying the acts of bribery even more than how it used to be. That pronouncement for AB is what I'm going to do. So if the man down the line, just a DA officer, any 100 or 125, whatever the situation is.
Mm.
Now, if that man is on a field, come across a ghetto or perhaps a drug trafficker, he has the authority because the institutional backing there is that anywhere you see drugs, call us, we'll come arrest you. No institutional reform,
Mm.
no manpower development. Then what happened now? The man will say, my man, you know, once I tell the phone, I call. When I call for reinforcement, will come, we'll arrest you, going straight to jail, no bailable, you're going to jail. So now the drug trafficker, under that influence, will do whatever the DE officer will say. This is what we expect AB to do. At first, you need an institutional rebranding. That is to say, all of the DE officers, and this is not cost intensive.
Mm.
Now, the first approach, now that we have proposed to the national legislature for an increment in the salary, I know there will be times for national conversation to consider that. But even at that point, what we need is to have an institutional rebranding to look at our staffs. Huh?
Mm.
So to look at our staff, what we're going to do is that every DEA officer
Mm.
will go on a compulsory drug test. Huh?
Mhm.
That's the first language. Now, if all of the DEA officers go on a compulsory drug test and it's been established that the DEA officers are clear off,
Mm.
they are not doing drugs themselves, they are anti-drug addicts,
Mm.
then it further strengthens them. You understand? That's the first line of approach.
Mm.
So it cancels the public perception because what is happening now, everyone in the public perceives that even the DEA officer are doing drugs.
Absolutely.
Huh?
Yeah.
So how will you take over our institutions without anything to show to the public,
Mm.
and you think the state, the DEA and I respect, they ain't gonna be so. That's why I've said the way at the LMP,
Mhm.
at the time of AB at the LMP, it's
Along
different from
along
this.
with Gregory
The,
and
I'm
others.
saying the LMP was not dealing with crisis. The LMP was dealing with a national obligation to protect lives and property.
Mm.
So their detail was to just protect the lives and property of Liberians. But now the DA has a national crisis, which
Emergency.
is drugs.
Mm.
So it places AB on a very, very strong mandate that in the next 2 years to come, Liberians will be rendering zero confidence in AB if what's supposed to be done at this early stage not be done. So if AB will consider the first 6 months of his administration, forget about anything. Leave them lost in the street. Not just there go say the officer. The first they go raid ghetto, the second they go raid ghetto. You think doing something. Listen, because the disappointment will be if you go clear the ghetto in the next 2 days, the men can't rebuild.
Mhm.
It will be the disappointment. So the first 6 months, the first 7 months, if AB can go about institutional reform, ensuring that all of what Michael Zaire left, the Dean and Michael Zaire struck allegedly now,
Mhm.
and all of the things that Michael Zaire got involved with at the DEA, that Ronald Liberians, don't see the DEA as an institution like a fight just in this country. Now you go to a retreat as an organization or as an institution, restructure the institution, the various cells, how these cells have been functioning, all of these things have been carried out. Now the next thing is that the DEA officers go undergo their drug test, ensuring that all of the officers you work with, all of those you work with, they are anti-drug addicts. So if you have an anti-drug addict fighting drugs, you're going to get results. But if you have the drug addicts, they may not fight just on the medical journal. How do you think the men are going to survive? When the men go on and the men say, you don't sell drugs again, we'll come down the drug addict. How do you think the men will survive? So a lot of those officers, even though there are no record to show, but the public perceived that those individuals that are wearing the DEA uniforms, even themselves, they're doing drugs. So when the institution go about the drug test, you show all of those officers only go to drug test.
Yeah, so
And when I tested negative,
Mm.
it's been established that the DA officer are anti-drug addicts. Then I will come to national conversation. Our men are ready to fight drugs.
yeah, but I think they will do the drug test because the president is doing his today, followed by the vice president, and after that, there's this system AB is thinking about putting in place at the drugs enforcement agency, wherein, like you said, every officer will go on will do the drug test. Every officer need to do the drug test, and if there is
that's what we're saying, but that's not what AB has said. So that two teams,
but
so
there's-
AB should be
there-
taking our recommendation.
there was a message out from the president
AB should be
that
AB
every
should be taking our recommendation this morning. I think this is what we should be proposing because AB has never said it. So listen, what will happen is that the president is going to do drug tests, and he said he will show that his officials. So if you look at the line of officials, the D officer, they are civil servants, the staff, what have you, the responsibility is on Marcus. It's on AB Kroma, and perhaps who will be appointed as the principal deputy. Then we will have an obligation, as per the president proclamation. Then now it comes to the institution himself. The institution come up with a plan, a strategy. So I think this morning AB should be taking our recommendation from this conversation to work on. Like the way the CDC did, they took our recommendation, they're going for retreat. That's the same way. No, I will tell you, we told you our responsibility on the platform is to set our national conversation. So that those in authority will use our recommendations. So if the DA, trust me, Bwaka, if the DA go about this, all of his officers have been on a go to drug test, and it's been established, or whatever the case may be, those that will be found to be positive, right? In terms of drug, they've been dismissed, they've been disrupted. Immediately, they've been disrupted. Move on here because you're not part of the system. So when that has been done, then we come as an institution. What can we do? Then we say our zero stance against ghettos, against drug traffickers in this country. Because I'm not doing drugs, I don't have fear. Take for instance, if my problem is headache, every time I suffer from headache, then you're telling me anyway I see paracetamol, I should call you to come there. You think I'll go see paracetamol in the drugstore, I'll call you to come there? Because paracetamol kills my headache. So you think I can call you? So whenever I call you, you can take paracetamol from the drugstore, then they my headache. How you expect me to be there? That's it. So there's the same of the drugs. So if you have the DA officers doing drugs, then you say, man, report drugs. How you think it's going to be possible? That may need to survive on the substance as well. But if it's being disrupted, it's been tested and established that he's doing drugs and disrupt, then it seems like the caveat, if the DA can be dismissing the officer for doing drugs, then how about you eating on the street? What do you think will happen to you when they catch you? Then it becomes a national conversation.
Okay, so let's focus on the Liberian National Police. Gregory Coleman served the police on the early administration, and it was ably assisted by the United Nations missions being in Liberia by that time. But this time around, he's taking over a system wherein there is no much support from any other organization. The police is standing by itself, and with the support from the government of Liberia, Gregory Coleman leadership at the Liberian National Police is something that we need. He got confirmed on yesterday. Officially, he should start work either today or tomorrow. At the Liberian National Police. Let's see Gregory. He's an administrator, and he had an operating man that was hard working with the same Abraham Kroma serving as deputy under him. 102 who was on the field interacting with people directly, the operational man. But there's no AB this time around. Gregory, there haven't been somebody named as 102 for us to know who will be able to assist him at the Liberian National Police. So let's look at Gregory and the Liberian National Police. We know that the fabric of the police, it needs total rebranding, because if you see our security, most especially our first-hand security officers that are standing on the side wall, directing traffic, their uniform, their appearance is something that is not really unique in the eyes of Liberians. So people, they respect them. some police officers because of their appearance.
Mm.
Because you don't look like a real police officer wearing your shoes, not unique. Everybody wearing different shoes. Everybody, even the uniform that you're wearing
Mm.
is look dusty up. It's a huge tax Gregory is going to take over at the Liberal National Police.
You know, see white, blue.
White, blue, the Liberal National Police.
White, blue, the blue, the thing white. but God, this is it, right?
Mm.
Listen, the timing of Gregory at the police is necessary. I'm one person that, and this is a conversation to our parents, right? I believe that the timing of Gregory at the police, at the head of the Liberal National Police, is necessary.
Mhm.
Now, Gregory, in terms of the principal deputy you spoke of, are there now men in the police and women that are capable to become deputy inspector general? They are.
They are.
They are competent men
Mhm.
at the Liberal National Police that I can vouch for in this conversation,
Mm.
that have demonstrated competency, that can take charge to
To even do more than any.
assist Gregory
Mm.
in implementing or in achieving what he said he would do. Now, let's understand. Gregory has informed the Liberian Senate and Liberians that his leadership at the Liberian National Police is to ensure rebranding.
Mhm.
Is to ensure that is to bring back community policing.
Mm.
Is to ensure that the people have confidence in the police. That's one thing we're going to do.
Mm.
Part of that is where Gregory informed the legislature that he will ensure that the police will be void of corruption.
Mm.
So now, come to think of it, Gregory is an administrator. All through his life, he's a police administrator. So it works well that a police of such that we have, are there now manpower in the police? They are. Are there now qualified, trained, and competent individuals in the police? There are. So now what is left is an institutional reform, one that requires an administrator to direct the affairs to ensure that the police do what exactly is expected of them. Gregory has that ability, evidenced by his credentials, his track records. It shows that he is an administrator. So having a person like Gregory setting up the police and directing its affairs and functions administratively, in terms of the running. Now, it rests on the shoulders of the officers then to do what is necessary. Now, if Gregory is saying that we will ensure corruption is out of the police. Now, as an administrator, there will be ways, there will be plans, there will be programs that will be put in place to try to ensure that corruption is swept away. Part of what he said we'll have a digital system that police officer will be reported immediately, effectively. We'll reinforce the number of police officers. So, for instance, if you in Bond County, while on the Banga Highway, and come across a police officer doing or involved in an act of bribery, you just take your phone and Google to the police app, and you can see that police officer badge number and just report the situation. Perhaps you can take a picture and report the situation. That thing will register, will reflect in the system, and that police officer will be calmed down. That's what he proposed to the legislature at the time. Do a confirmation. Can that be done? Oh, yes, again. What is needed? It needs an administrator to ensure that happens. Is Gregory capable for doing that? Of doing that? He is. He is. Let's look at in terms of the rebranding, ensuring that the people has trust. Now, when the people has trust, for the people trust to be restored in the police, what is needed is the issue of desisting from investigation is ongoing. We will revert to you shortly. The language that Moses Carter always use. That I know the police has no investigation will substitute the public. Now we need to we need to graduate from that to a language that the police has carried on an investigation, and these are the individuals, or those are the individuals have been found. And in the act, when that has been established, then where you regain the citizens' confidence that the police at all times should be void of political interferences. That the executive, because the president appoints you. So even if the government is doing something with people protesting, you get out there, you want to beat on citizens, you want to do this because you think that they are protesting against the government. No. And that's why Patrick Sulu, when you listen to Patrick Sulu established that in a farewell message. He said it. He said the police should be, as much as possible, should be void of political interferences. Now, it raises concern. Was this how the police were being controlled under the leadership of Patrick Sulu? To some extent, you say yes. Evidence for what Patrick said. So now it rests on the shoulder that the car sent to Gregory, that the police should not be, interfered in terms of political, political affiliation. The police should not pledge its allegiance to a political party or a politician. Let the police respect the word of the Liberian people. Let the police follow the Constitution, what the Constitution says. So Gregory understanding from all of those, points, he is inheriting a police where they are qualified, they are competent, they are trained, they are responsible men and women that have pledged their loyalty to the country. What is needed now, an institutional reform, a head of an institution that will demonstrate what should be done. That will demonstrate what should be done. When Gregory starts to demonstrate what should be done, what will happen is that the police officer himself will take the responsibility. Now you talk about the dress code. You talk about in terms of their outlook. It's part of security.
Yeah.
And listen, a serious minded security areas will determine or will deter, or will fear the criminal or what have you. But trust me, my police officer, you appear reckless. You're not even represented. You carrying the flare of that barrier. Even the flare is not even showing. It's all towing up. I mean, listen, no serious-minded person want to adhere to everything to what you would say.
Yeah, because of the appearance. Because
so
of
Gregory taking over as administrator, I think these are areas you're going to work with. These are areas you're going to work on. You're going to ensure that the police is being rebranded, and part of the rebranding process talk about the outlook.
The outlook
of the officers as well.
Yep, and that salary as well. Increment.
Salary will be up. As well, all of these things will be put in place. Then now, Gregory sits there, understanding that he has the manpower. Just of recent, over 1,600 additional police officers were trained, were recruited, trained, and being enlisted in the force to beef up the strength.
Yeah,
you have already the previous ones. So Gregory now has a force to work with. What is needed is the administrative arm of it need to be tackled. Part of that is where to ensure that the people's confidence in the police. To do that is to ensure that the police, every time there's a situation, the police should be on top of it. Another thing Gregory proposed that is very necessary, the issue about community policing. Because, for instance, trust me, in Buakai, the police, in terms of budgetary support, the police is lacking. So if a crime is at Wintown, or in Johnsonville Rehab, Centerville community, for instance, and the police, it is after 2 p.m. 2 a.m.
2 a.m. Yeah.
So if you have a community policing system that works directly with the police, that situation can be handled while the police arrive on the scene. Can it be done? Yes, it can. What is needed? An administrative look into that matter. Then how the various cells will be structured. Does Gregory have the ability to do so? Yes. So what is needed? Let us give him all of the support until he proves otherwise.
From even the government, because what they are saying, Harris, the police don't have logistic. Logistic is a very huge challenge to the Liberian National Police. Do you know that the entire Morovia, even those that in Pinsville, when there's a crime or something ongoing in Pinsville, they pick up that is way in Broadville. You have to, when you call the Liberian National Police, they will tell you, say, oh, we don't get pick up here today. They Zoom 5 Depot 1, all those Zoom 5 Depot 2. We don't have a vehicle to go. So the pickup that we're using, you have to come from Broadville before you can. They will get a pickup before go to go for a crime in red light. So you see, logistic is one thing that the Liberian National Police have to be that we have to support. Now, not only the government, everybody have to put a hand on deck. That's the only way we'll get a national system working when it comes to the Liberian National Police. And then it comes to this again. You as an individual in the Liberian National Police, you have to look at yourself. Your appearance means a lot to the system. You can't say, oh, because they're giving me 2 uniforms. When I'm graduating from the Liberian National Police Academy, they're giving me 2 uniforms. My brother or sister, that two uniform, the way you will take care of that two uniform, it will help. It will make somebody to help you with another one. But if you just with me dust it up, you will go and stay in the street, blessing that you are under the house son, and then you know your appearance is not favorable to the general public. That's where disrespect start to come in. You will see even a common taxi driver, they respecting you because of your appearance. So you have to appear unique. You have to appear appear nicely. That's the only way. A taxi driver will look down on somebody that is well unique. When I use get time for the bribery, when I use get time for the $5, $10 collecting, the taxi somebody will look at a taxi driver will look at you and they respect you. Absolutely not. They will not. But your appearance as a police officer matters a lot. You are our direct representative on the street. You are the first face. Somebody coming from a different country, the first person they interact with are the people from the Roberts International Airport, followed by the Liberia National Police, because you are the one that directed traffic. I see you directly, so your appearance matters a lot. So this system that Gregory is taking over, he himself need to rebrand. He need to help in rebranding it. It's a huge tax, but working with the national legislature, working with the government of Liberia, I think there will be a system put in place where it would once again start to respect our Liberia National Police and call upon them whenever there is need.
Exactly, Bokai. And this system has to be in place. You see, we were talking of these things. The police need to live up to the expectations of the Liberian people. Protecting lives and property. Now, even Liberians are not trusting the police. The reason is that because the way the police has been carried out for the years, for some reasons, the police were involved politically. The police were being politicized. For some reason, lack of funding has well hindered the operations of the police.
Yeah.
For some reasons, as well, officers, a lot of those join the police not necessarily because they have passion. It's because they want a place to hustle. So if the man sits, in his community for over 2-3 years doing nothing, he decides to join the police. Already going through, joining the police, there's no any stringent measures put in place. You can work out the money, say, I want to join the police. You go to the police training, and I know, especially when you get so in the system, the person just who are here to care you. After 6 months training, you become police officer. And a lot of these things happened. So like that, you continue to recruit, you continue to bring in the force those individuals that don't have passion for the job they do. But already they are there. So what can we do now? We can help build a passion. Gregory can build a passion. For me, I'm convinced that can be done. I'm convinced that can be done. So at the early stage, he spoke of rebranding. During his confirmation hearing, he spoke of fighting corruption. He spoke of institutional development.
Yeah.
He spoke of regaining the populace confidence. These things can be easily said and done. And it is now time that all hands are on deck.
Yeah.
Every one of them, all of those have been appointed. Taking over, the first thing that is needed to be done is institutional reform. Okay. Every institution, you want to understand how this place is being run. You want to understand how your predecessor has carried on the run of this place. You want to have a conversation with the officers. Aspect, they had disappointments over the years. What are some of the things that have been going on? Listen, those are the system. Understand some of the challenges there. Understand the reason why things are going the way they are. So if you have now to come over, for now on, I'm the boss, I'm the inspector general. Hey, listen, I do it this way. Hey, listen. When you start that way, nothing will work, because people will be working as per our service. Because of our service, that's how they're going to work. But we come and entertain everyone. Listen, how can we do this? This is how we should do it. What's the way? Hey, you control the traffic segment. Tell me, how's the traffic segment been going? Even though you had an experience working down there before, but it has been 6 years, Buckeye. In 6 years' time, a lot of things can change. A lot of things has changed. A lot of things have changed in the 6 year period. So when you take it over now, you said on a conversation.
Mm.
This is it. What can we do? You control the traffic segment. You control the women and children protection section. Yet, what are some of the familiar cases? How well you been responding to this? What has been some of your recommendations? Those recommendations to improve the system, you receive them as director. You get to the traffic segment. You get to the anti-robbery segment. All of the recommendations, because for instance, the director or the head at the anti-robbery has received numerous cases, and those cases will not be something new or anything different from the ones that will happen under leadership. It will be the similar occurrences. So you want to listen to them. But you've been over the case of anti-robbery in the various areas. What has been some of your recommendations? What are some of the things you have recommended? Maybe he'll say we need vehicles to empower work, we need more manpower, we need qualified and trained people. I mean, those recommendations, you take them. So when you get all of the recommendations for these different departments, then you work with them. Now you come over centralized, say point of focus, plan of action. Then you take that to every department head. Now listen, in the next 2 months, in the next 3 months, in the next 3 years, this is what I'm going to be working with. This is how we want our department, the children, the women and children protection session to be like. This is how we want the public to perceive it. And this is what you got to work with to achieve this. We move on to the traffic segment. This is how we want the traffic segment to be. This is how we want our traffic officers to be like, to be perceiving the public. This is how we want the public to see them. Then you get there. Then you move to the anti-robbery. My man, by then you feel that thing about. Listen, you will send me drinking airs in the morning. You will call and commend the police. I'm telling you. It's very easy. But if you come over, Gregory Como, yeah, everybody, Gregory Como, enter you when you enter Central Gregory Como. The next thing you say now, my man, listen, yeah, that do this, you try it, you will fail. You just when you try it, you will fail. And that's what Gregory needs to do.
Okay, so that's it for the issue about police. Now we will focus on our economy, most especially the commerce aspect of it. Yeah, we are taking it bit by bit this morning. Let's focus now on the commerce. Amin Muda been in a system. Amin Muda is a businessman. He owned a lot of businesses in Liberia. He said that he's going to recuse himself from some of those businesses because he don't want to have the issue of conflict of interest. So Amin Muda have been confirmed as the new commerce minister. There's a generating arm though. Yeah, there's a tax generating arm of the government. So Harris, Amin been into the system. He been involved into importing stuffs. He been running behind the issue about RPDs. He been, like I said, he been in the system. He know the in and out of this issue about cars. Under his leadership, he said he want to bring a new system that he want to open up to everybody, most especially in the issuance of RPDs. He don't want one person having monopoly over importing, most especially when it comes to our basic needs, rice, or chikisu, gasoline, fuel. He don't want one person having monopoly like other people. The jetty, the Fawaz and other people are the one taking over this entire system. The foreigners. But now, Amin is saying it's gonna be an open system wherein everybody gonna be given the opportunity, if you do have the money, to import for onion. You import onion. Not just one person gonna be given the chance to import onion, because if there's this system that a lot of people are importing rice, a lot of people importing onion, a lot of people importing oil and other basic needs, there will be this competition on the market. You are importing it, I'm importing it. We all have different prices on the Liberian market. I'm trying to get at my customer where my customers can come and buy from me. You are trying to get to your customer where your customer can come and buy from you. So there'll be this competition among us. But if only one person is importing rice in this country, we all will just be depending on that one person. Any price that that person will attach to the rice is what we'll go for. And the government will not have control over that particular system. So now what he's saying is that I'm now bringing in this system that will open it up to everybody. And he been into that. So what, from your own perspective, what do you see about this this aspect of him?
The issue with Amin Moda Bwakai as the commerce minister, you see, I have been one person that at the earliest stage of every opportunity is not good to doubt people, because I too have suffered from it. There has been time in my life that when I needed to take on certain challenge, those that were providing opportunity felt I couldn't do it. So there were not zero confidence in me, even at the time I haven't taken over the job yet. It was my responsibility to prove them wrong, not to be in a disagreement with them, not to frown at them, but it was my obligation, Buckeye, right, to prove them wrong. Now, what am I saying? A lot of individuals, I believe that Amin Moda, all of the brilliant things he said, cannot live up to our expectation. A lot of Liberians think so. Now, one of the conversation, the conversation in public is that Amin Moda is a businessman. He owns a lot of businesses in this country, which, by our understanding, would mean that a conflict of interest will be the order of the day. Even though I listened to him the last time, say he will increase himself. Yeah, I know as being the head of the institutions that he and gave it up to his family to manage. You see, because Amin Moda has all of those businesses running means he should be prevented from taking over the position. No, I have one person that disagreed. So the question will be that, so if I'm not going to get up, I'm saying those businesses running, how you think if I'm not how you think that the competition in the business environment in terms of hotels and suits, how you think that's going to be? It's by the involvement of Amin Moda and others as well. So let's get that straight. So the fact that he's considering his position as commerce minister will also be a bit distracting to his businesses. He has decided to turn over the chief executive officer post, I think, to his wife or his family or whoever he's going to do that with. But I think Mawani Dix did some good things at the commerce ministry. You see, a lot of the officials that George Weah appoint, and I'm taking this time out to show that's a challenge. Since this whole issue about transition been on a full swing, I've been reading through from one institution to another, especially the reports for the transitional team. One of the things I've identified is that all those officials that George Weah appointed was basically focusing on institutional, on the administrative arm of the institutions. Not on, both administratively and also reaching down to the locals. Now, if you have those laws, those policies, all of those things on a book, how well can you translate them to workings?
The resting over the common people.
It's where George Weah officials face a lot of problems. For instance, Monrovia City Corporation. If you get a city corporation and you had a time to read the turnover note that Jefferson Koji presented, you will understand that most of the work that Koji did at the city corporation were basically administrative level and failed to consider the practical aspect of it. Okay. If you get at the commerce ministry today, Bwaka, trust me, most of the work that Mawani Dix did at the commerce ministry is about administrative level. And most of the laws, of the policies, most of the procedures that Amin Moda will have to work with, these things are already been in place. So it makes the job easier. That's what I say. If those officials under the Joseph Walker administration were failed, it means that they will not. It means that they themselves decide to fail. So
why are you saying that?
I'm driving a point. Like you were considered NAFA,
National Fisheries.
Emma Glasgow. What distinguishes Emma Glasgow from most of the other from a lot of the officials is that Emma had both administrative and practical know-how on the job. So she was administratively, she was working, right?
Mhm.
And practically as well she was working.
Mm.
So Liberians can say, oh yeah, Ahmed Glasgow is good. The armed forces of Liberia, administratively, it was working.
Yep.
Practically, it was visible.
Mhm.
Hmm?
Mm.
Commerce Ministry, practically, I'm saying administratively,
It was working, but practically, it was lacking.
it was lacking.
Mhm.
So now Ahmed is taking over in terms of the policies,
Mm.
in terms of the laws. The laws are already there.
Mm.
They are there.
Mm.
There were a lot of retreats. I attended a lot of the Ministry of Commerce retreats. You want to talk about their relationship with the business? I'm saying with the Liberia Business Registry.
Mm.
There has been a relationship with the Liberia Business Registry. But I said, I'm saying, is in terms of the function
Yeah.
of the Liberian Business Registry supporting the Ministry of Commerce, has that been in place in terms of the practical aspect? We say no. So that's why if you listen to the Liberian Business Registry, president will tell you that we too have to be part of the Commerce Ministry. Not necessarily that the laws are not there. The laws are there, guarantees that it should be part of the Commerce Ministry.
Okay.
But the implementing arm
Mm.
was lacking. At the time under the administration of Mawani Dix. So now that Ahmed is taking over, Ahmed Modern, the job is easy. Just sit there, review all of those laws and everything. All of that thing you're talking about, you know, the RPs, the RPCD, and all of these things, they are in place. They are in place. But Mawani Dix was not implementing them. Wakai. So Ahmed Modern, when he said that, focus on the practical aspect. Trust me, when Ahmed gets the hands on deck, working on the practical aspect of it, having an inspector general that's forceful, an inspector general that is robust, an inspector general that will not be shielded because of some interest, conflict of interest, or political reasons. Getting to that point, trust me, Ahmed will make a good commerce minister. But on the aspect where you want to go back and continue on the legacy of Mawani Dix being administrative, that thing talking about will ensure the law in the book that people follow, will make sure RPCD. Listen, that thing they will not work here because the laws are there. You know what I mean? Laws on the border, APN terminal, they're not going back. There has been continuous protests because APN terminal has refused. You know why? It's because there's no implementing arm. It's because the government feels reluctant. I'm saying from that angle. The part of the government, the arm of the government responsible for that over the years have felt reluctant. So nothing will work practically. So we need a commerce minister that will be practical than being administrative. We need one that will forget about the too-much Bob Bennett. Let's put it that way.
Only a few.
We'll forget about the too-much Bob Bennett. We'll get his seat working. We'll get his seat working. We need a certain official or certain government or certain a certain governor that will get his seat working, right? Will be on the ground, than rather be administrative. And I said, one that has been done, trust me, Ahmed will make a good commerce minister. So I know now that he's been confirmed, there's our expectations that we get the same way again we are recommending. Review all of those laws, what the law says. So that when you get in there, listen, you can listen to people say, oh, you know, we've been working on this thing, that thing. Don't listen to it. As a commerce minister, get on the field, ensure that these things have been done. And Baraka wants, trust me, man. Very soon, Liberians will feel the impact. You know what we need in this country? You know what Liberia wants to see? Want to see in this country? Is practical. Everything that will happen must be practical. The thing I'll say, oh, the president working, they won't see it. They won't see it. They won't feel it. They won't touch it. Liberians want to live with it. And once that has been done, the people themselves will praise the government.
Okay. So you want us to start taking course now because we have
transition.
We will open the phone lines because a lot of people have listened. So, but the Ministry of Education is the same thing that happened to the Ministry of Education.
I'm about to get a lot of work to do.
Yeah, the Ministry of Education, there will be now small thing they need to do to that ministry. Now small thing they need to do to that ministry because it's just like the same rebranding because Harris, the fabric of our educational sector, lots need to be done. Absolutely. This government, if they will want to succeed in some places, number one, number one that should focus on is the education ministry. They fight against drugs, the Liberal National Police. I say every sector, because the previous government, they did a lot of administrative work, but they were not in the grounds working, running rather. They have to now, this government, the officials that are taking over, they don't need to sit in office or their offices. They need to go out there and interact with the people to know the problem that the people are fixing. That's the only way they will get the results. That's the only way they will get. But if they just come and fold their hands that the way the previous government was doing, and sit in offices, I'm not lie to you.
Honorable Minister, then you see,
you see everybody just banging out to the minister. Mr. Minister, get on the ground. Forget about sitting in the office. Get on the ground. Go to schools. At the Ministry of Education, go to schools. Know what's happening. Look at the curriculums. Look at them. What are the teachers doing? Are the teachers going to schools on time? What results are we getting from the WAEC? What results are we on top of our games? Are we on top of other country when it comes to WAEC results? Are we getting there? Those are some of the things that the Ministry of Education will have to focus on. But if you just sit there and say, "Oh, I'm not a minister," or "I would just need to sit down in office and then not do my job," go to the counties, see what's happening there. Let's forget about the Mosurado thing. Mosurado, we talk about every day. We have workshop. They workshop. We invite partners. We go, we sit down, we eat food. That's not. It shouldn't be like that. Let's focus our minds in the county. Mosurado shouldn't just be the only place that we should be getting the results. Mosurado shouldn't be. Look at the schools building. Let's look at government schools in the counties or Harris. They are deplorable. Go there to even get city space. No way. The schools are all lying in reeds. So what the officials or government that have been appointed at that particular ministry are going to do? What should we be expecting from them? Should they go and sit down and fold their hands again? I said no. They should get on the ground and know the pinch that the librarians are fixing, the teachers, the administrators, the principals at various schools, the problem that they are fixing. Those are the things that the people that have been appointed to the job should do. But just sitting in office will not get a job done. Absolutely, there will be no job done if you are only sitting in office. And the Ministry of Education, the entire system need overhauling, because now we'll see a common high school graduate be serving as principal to schools.
Oh yes, when the system is vulnerable, that's
the system is vulnerable.
But what I want to register this morning is that, you see, it shouldn't be a surprise when the Education Minister, John School, failed to live up to the expectations of the president. Because, you see, one of the disappointments that everyone, one of the mistakes rather, that everyone will make, and it is not a good one. At times we made those mistakes. That before taking a job, especially in government, listen, Ambassador Boakai has considered that the education system is challenged in terms of funding. He has considered that the lack of funding is affecting every government institution, ministry across the country. Then the Minister of Education has been designated, has been appointed. He's considering that even though our education system is challenged in terms of funding, but I'm looking for a person that, in spite of those challenges, is able to complement our government efforts in terms of education. And it's appointing Jasco Jala. Now, Jasco is telling the Liberian Senate that the education system is hugely challenged. The Ministry of Education is hugely challenged in terms of funding. There's no funding. Part of the reason why the ministry has been stagnated is the issue of funding. Broker, you know what that statement means? In an event where when we're moving on and the Ministry of Education is not living up to this expectation, and if the Liberian Senate will have to call Jansco for redress. And
Mm.
she will refer them. Say, I told you all the time I'm taking over, and I no money to run the place.
Mm.
So that I don't see the waiting side. Listen, we should stay away from the petty excuses.
Mm.
For me, I see them to be petty because the issue about funding in Liberia, that thing, for Josiah Jingi around town, funding has been finished. So it should not be something strange to us. That people are taking over government jobs. No funding. The men are getting offices. The men say no funding. So the men already tell you that wow, man, well, not be going
Yeah,
anywhere.
no funding.
So it's like, my man, I'm telling you, you say, Harris, my man, go take over the job and go sit on the radio tomorrow morning. First, I'm telling you, my man, no copy. And so they tell you that tomorrow morning, you hear me that radio, don't even call it.
Don't even call it, man.
No copy.
Because the every day say no copy.
So I'm not failing. I'm failing to consider that sometimes I have to work beyond the extra mark. Now, as an education minister, working with the Ministry of Education, promoting the government plans in the general education, part of that also requires, lobbying, partners, international partners. Partners. You want to talk about donor support as well. That's what happened. So, like, take for instance, I always love to use Emma Glasgow as a case study.
Yeah.
So that's the reason Emma. If you look at the national fishery budget, very low. A lot of things that Emma did at the national fishery cannot be done with the budget they have.
Yeah, her working spoke for her.
So what happens? Emma had a time to lobby, get out there. And to her lobbyistic means the national fishery was fully funded.
Yeah.
And part of the things that the fishery industry did was based on donor funding. And so if you have a conversation, Emma should tell you that the money they received from the national budget was particularly to pay staffs and to take care of, the institutional well-being. But in terms of projects, in terms of all of these things, it relies solely on government, on international partners and donor support. Can that be done at the Ministry of Education? Oh, yes, it can. You need a minister that will consider in that direction. But if you have a minister, she will say, oh, no money. They play about no money. So trust me, even tomorrow when the teachers in Bapolo County, and when there are problems in Bapolo County,
I tell you,
Transco will tell you, say,
I told you,
no money.
I told you, no money here.
So when teachers start to complain that our salary, nothing, no improvement, Transco tell us about no money. They tell you, no money.
We told the senators.
I was saying, we tell you, no money. So then why are you calling me for? That's what I'm saying. And Pastor Baka need people that will understand that despite all of those challenges, and you're able to do the job. That's why he said rescue and not excuse. That's why Ambassador Boga consider that our country needs to be rescued. That despite the challenges, we understand, even though there is limited budget, but that cannot be a reason why the people should be stagnated. When I read the Constitution provides that every Liberian in this country, should have access to quality and standardized education. That is a mandate in the Constitution that Liberians will expect this government to fulfill. It rests on the education ministry. The Constitution says limited budget, the progress, should store access to quality and standardized education. The Constitution says every Liberian in this country should have access. The government should provide quality and standardized education. And they not specify that during period of low budgetary support, quality education should be hindered. It did not say so. So what this means is that despite all of the challenges, we need an education minister that will drive the government vision in terms of education. Part of that also requires having a technocrat. So I think what Jansco should be thinking on now is to, at this time, proposing to the government or to her boss, the president, that we need my principal deputies should be individuals as well that are able, to complement your effort. So together we can design programs, we can design ways that we can attract support from investors. We can attract support rather from our donors, our partners, any different international organizations to help us. Sometimes in 2005, 2006, during the then administration of Madame Salif, we had Play International, we had Mary Muse, we had the National, the Norwegian Refugee Council, NRC, we had the Accelerated Learning Program, ALP. These different programs helped the education system.
Yeah.
Like NRC. If you visit counties, they have every 2 times the 3, they have school there. children were going there. So that program was very effective, and you had a lot of people benefit from it. You had Play International. That the NRC was taking responsibility when you are fortunate to be part of ALP, the NRC ALP program. You know what used to happen back then? 2007, 2008. You will have, they will provide, all of the necessary materials in terms of uniforms, book bags. You talk about books, everything, and as well as pay their teachers. So it takes some of the burden from the Ministry of Education at the time. You look at the Play International programs. Mary Muse as well, complementing the government efforts, and a lot of different programs that also can be brought back. What is needed now is an education minister that's able to lobby as well in the interest of the government. But if you're having, you want to dwell conversation only on the basis because no funding, no budget, so listen, it's the same thing that the George Weah administration cried for. It's the same thing that the George Weah administration said was the problem in this country. So we cannot come back and continue to repeat the same thing. So then what's the change? And so Sony said the reason why he did not perform exceptionally,
lack of budget, lack of money, funding,
is lack of funding. So library was Sony, we're going to bring new education minister. They bring Jasco Jara. Jasco not enter it. And say, they play no funding. So then what's the change?
Absolutely.
What's the change?
That's it. And they will have to double up their game. Because the education sector is something that most of the NGO want to support, but all depends on those that are sitting there. Like you kept saying about Emma attracted the fisheries sector, wherein she did a lot of things where donors saw it that there was need to support the World Bank, the African Bank, the whosoever. That's the time they started pumping in money. If the same thing is done at the Ministry of Education, you will see the fundings coming in overnight. You will see that the fundings will be too much. But if you just go and sit and fold your hand and add one beauty pageant woman to that ministry, there, forget it. You will not get the needed funding that you want. We shouldn't just focus on this government. The budget are coming from the government. The money are coming from the government. The government is there to do it, but you are there to make it more. The way you present the ministry, there wherein you see a lot of NGOs coming in to support your work. But if you sit there and don't do some of these things, I'm sorry. I am sorry. Will be to the same place that we were under the Weah administration.
That simply will be.
That is simply we will be. So if you are coming in with your expertise, you are coming in for that the change or the angle of change. You need to do a lot of things. You need to do a lot of things and stop complaining. Now under the Ministry of Education, all of the sectors in Liberia, all of the sectors, we need to stop complaining and focus on our job. Let us attract every sector of the Ministry of Agriculture. I mean, we have a Ministry of Agriculture wherein that we should be all out there, prove to the Liberian people, prove to the international community that we can get a job done, but we are setting offices and importing rice. Can you imagine that?
Have you read the Channel One note? And Agricultural Minister Janice Cooper, former Agricultural Minister Janice Cooper, farewell message. I read it through her LinkedIn profile. Okay, it boils down to administration of what Janice Cooper says she did at the Ministry of Agriculture, strengthening capacity, structuring cell CBEs, reaching out to all of these things. Janice Cooper only on administration. The practical aspect, nothing. So that's what I said. Those, the ministers that be appointed by Joseph Boakai, President Joseph Boakai, and the ones that are appointed, they just need to start being practical. I mean, in terms of the laws, in terms of the reforms mechanism, in terms of the policies, in terms of tools to work with, I mean, the administrative tools to work with, all these things are already in place. But if you come back as a minister and say, let's go revisit, let's go to the policy, let's go, let's design policy. I mean, once you start doing that thing now, before you know, 6 years over, 6 years just right next the corner.
Yeah.
In 2018, George Weah fed that 2023 will never be anytime soon.
Here we are.
Yeah, we are. So you all are working Joseph Boga government, or those of you that have the opportunity to work in Joe Biden government, don't think that the 2029
when I reach you.
when I reach 2029, just spread next the corner.
I can hear them saying that 6 years.
Says here,
6 years. So.
but man, leave it. This is that period. Liberians will be the same people.
Mm-hmm.
So all of you, all you need to do is just get the hill on deck. For instance, right? Let's be practical. Like for instance, just an example. Like Kula Fofana now at the presidential press secretary.
Yeah.
Solo Kebe and Smith Tobe.
Yeah.
Establish a platform. Establish a way that easy to communicate. Ensure that people have interest in Executive Mansion webpage. People have interest in Executive Mansion Facebook page. So when Kula got there, what's she doing? Is she just making use of it?
Absolutely.
Just making use of it. So like that, you find out everybody every morning when I bring wake up, we just go to the Executive Mansion, refreshing to get information.
Yeah.
Because that's how it's been done. So, but for reason is goes okay, they may not using their page. I think they page, they get plenty of we have page on.
Yeah, let me take it from there.
Let's create a new Executive Mansion page. Let's do some nothing going to be done by this time. But that's it. So you already have the solo cable established relationship with the media institutions and Liberians, moving up there. So Kula is already there, just using that platform and moving on. I'm just using it as an example. So a lot of people that get to the government ministries and agencies, it's already there. Just get on, get working. Already you have a first agenda. You come in with a 2. The arrest agenda is already in full swing. So once you get there, hit the ground running. Hit the ground running. Stop the too much excuse.
Okay, stop the 2 months excuse. It's the voice of Harris Betty. So now we'll open the phone lines. We have a chit chat. The studio segment. It's now time for you to be a part of the conversation this morning. Call on the following numbers. That's 0778 665 699. Once again, 0778 665 699. Or call on 0880 561 640 561 644 0778 665 699. Those are the lines that you can call, and you will be live with us this morning on okay. Oh. Okay. Thank you so much, my brother. We're still taking your calls on the line here. 0778-665-699. He talked about the police aspect. You can call in and be a part of the conversation. 0778 665-699, 0880-561 644. Let's go back to the phone line. Take this caller here. Good morning. Your name, where joining us from?
now be confirmed. First up with the DEA, the Labor Drug Enforcement Agency. That for me, I would suggest to provide all the government of the Republic of Liberia that the DEA was to disband all of the army, to dissolve that army, to train new batch of army. And that's what she did. And the new batch that they trained today, you can see now they call force for good and they have very good conduct. So I believe that the current DEA officers, all of the people that are now placed, they have already been connected to George Zito, some of them taking the substance. So I believe that I want the entire DEA sector to be dissolved. Then new batch be trained. And that new batch are going to be trained. They're going to do a periodic test. Almost 3 months, every 3 months you do test, you do your drug test.
Okay.
Because you have to be free from the substance before you be encouraged to enforce the law. But if you are taking the substance, obviously you will not enforce that law.
Okay.
Because that is just ready for me. That's why I want the government to do. Let them dissolve the current DEA officer and train new batch.
Okay.
But Gregory Kumar, I think he have little work on him because we saw Patrick to do the last police in train. The people did not reach the period. The 6 months that the police will be trained for, they did not reach, and in fact, they hurriedly put the people out in PPO uniform. It was recent time, I think last week they gave, before they brought their original uniform to them.
All right.
I think they need to go back for retraining.
All right. Thank you so much for making your contribution. So we're still taking your calls on 088. That's 077-8665-699. Let's take another person here. Good morning.
Yeah, this is Phil Meyer calling from Queensville.
Okay, welcome, my brother.
Yeah, all of these discussion is very much interesting, but my attention has gone to the commerce ministry.
Okay.
Yeah, one of my recommendations to the minister is that the commerce ministry do business with both, especially the Lebanese people. They have polluted this country, and the Lebanese people and the Sula people always call for the citizens to go against the government. What I'm trying to say is that the Lebanese people either have it or inflating the price for the people. If they bring the goods, when they tell me 2,000, it will consider that 245 person come to buy a illegal goods. They will just inflate the price without any bulletin on the goods to tell the people. This is what they are doing all the time. And what they will do is that when commerce inspector comes, they will meet to the ministry there and call those Lebanese guys to them, telling them that we are coming on inspection, so you have to prepare yourself. So I mean, we have to be careful with those people that are working there, because we know most of them, we know what they can do.
Okay.
They don't even have no kind of up for the citizens to look at. But don't carry process all the debt carry off.
Okay.
No kind of feeling is steady. You getting me?
All right.
So the commerce ministry should be very before, because there's a while now when people pushing the citizens on the government.
Okay, thank you so much. We're still taking your calls on 077. That's 077-866-5699. 077-866-5699. 561-644-0880. 561-644. Let's take another person here. Good morning. Welcome.
Yeah, good morning, sir.
Your name, where joining us from?
From Congo, Andrew Chenja is my name.
Okay, welcome, Andrew.
Okay. Yeah, thank you for the discussion in studio there. My attention have been to the Ministry of Education. The school fee that we the parents we paying the school fee is too much. So the way he get that power, at least let him help us to see to it at least the school fee come down. Soon the school fee we are paying, we are get 2-3 children in the school. It's too much for us. And secondly, the uniform. They're taking uniform from all of the country. They bringing it, they send it to us. And this time, most of the school they have children that still in uniform again back. They had the lapel suit, they had the original uniform before, they had the PE, all I wanted. They import everything. So we back in there, at least the uniform, the way they bring chatted us down. Then to that, at least we go work out with the uniform, they describe the color to all.
You go buy your own uniform, eh?
Yeah, it'll be all right.
All right. Thank you so much, my brother. We're still taking your calls on the line. Coming up 9 o'clock. we'll have our studio guest live with us in the studio. We'll discuss district number 2 and the country at large. But up until then, we'll still taking your calls. Keep them coming in on 0778-665-699 or 0880-561 644. Let's take this person here. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, where you joining us from?
I'm Martin Rabo from CA, calling from Margibi.
Welcome, Martin.
Yes. My input this morning, we talking about the DA.
Mm-hmm.
The DA, we know that AB Command, he has force and he's a man, and he takes something in minutes.
Mm-hmm.
But government need to put Magalhaes into place, which they had to run on to man. No more, not the only solution to it. But those that sell it, those that bring it into the country, they need to get rid of that. Arresting it, after they put them outside, they start selling again, they will not stop it. Until they will not be the problem. So they must know, they must understand a good strategy to put into that will make it drugs from Labrador be free from drugs, or else it will be wet.
Okay. Thank you so much, my brother from Margibi County. We're still taking your calls. Keep them coming in. 0778-665-699 or 0880-561-644. Let's take this person. Good morning. Welcome. Your name, where you joining us from?
Thank you, Boyka. Let me say good morning to you and your colleagues this morning, Boyka. Boyka, this is Wolvie Abu Menska. Further discussion for this district as a couple. Let me appreciate you guys for the topic, the favorite talking point. So, Boyka, all your talking points, my attention to the drug issue this morning. You know, Boyka, when it comes to AB Kuma, we understand the full of our AB Kuma in that sector that I believe it can transform the sector. But Boyka, we should look at some things, right? We must be asking Honorable Boyka, our president of the brother of Lapiro, they need to build a quick project, or maybe like what they do in the COVID-19 to rehabilitate our brother. Because listen, when AB Command start to do a tour within every community or district or county, you will know by breaking these ghettos, these guys will include within our community. We as citizens in the community, we will be arrested. So breaking this ghetto, it is not one of the major things, but breaking the ghetto and arresting these guys and carrying them to the TTU, build it there, put project and be rehabilitating in that way. But we can't wait for government to spend $1 million on structure. Then the country, we are not going anywhere. We are not ready to fight job. But the same thing we did with the COVID, the Ebola time, we can do that to first the just all the guys quickly. We find one empty land, we pay a thing there quickly. While AB Kuma arrested some of them, we take them there, let them be there on cough while they on there. I believe it will move our drugs issue forward. But to just break ghetto, chase them, arrest them, you'll find out and Poecat saw beach and the person that ran will be overcrowded.
Okay.
So we don't want that to happen. Thank you, Poecat.
Thank you so much, Bobby. Let's take some more calls. Keep them coming in. Everybody, there was we talk about the Ministry of Commerce, the Ministry of Education, we talk about the LDA, we talk about the Liberal National Police. So it's left with you. Which one you want to talk about? Let's talk to this person. Good morning. Your name is joining us from?
Yeah, this is Dylan.
Okay, welcome, Dylan.
Okay, I can actually first the caller just left the lounge said we can just grab bigger and just tell them the sub be your work crowd. They see Ebola, they will fight the guy down. Pure ETU center, we carry them there, we rehabilitate them before putting it out. Like yesterday, I already told 12 horses, my brother, and said DA was going to community. Before the guy could reach, people already informed that DA was coming. And we just saw the whole crew running. So AB also need to work with the community. The community police that got terrible, the police and the will see this forward. Because the what are there that in my community, when I do my lip project, the guy can come all many times. They are already when it grew. When the men come, I will call the woman. be work with the community will inform them when to come. And the secret will work off. But before that, they got to build an ETU center. We'll grab them, we'll carry them there. If not, we say we'll carry them out to St. George or South Beach. The person will be overcrowded and we'll with international community. And secondly, the Greg is qualified for that position, my brother. We saw what Greg did do it at my early time. That's the only police officer that I saw early administration that built things all around the city where you see our police will wear uniform. Even he was renovating the police station. Yeah, he will carry also renovation there. So I think Greg up to the task, he will do it best.
Thank you so much. We're still taking your calls. Just keep your calls coming in, and you will be live with us. Let's take this person here quickly. Good morning. Your name, where you joining us from? Okay, welcome. Okay.
Yeah, so when come in, when they're quite possible, we come in there also. You have to high yourself. So we will come to race. Already.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. A lot of people are talking about reform in the Liberal D. Yeah, that's the LDA. We're still taking your course. Yeah.
Our recommendations will have to be taken from this conversation.
Yeah. Let's take this person here. Good morning. Welcome. Your name, where joining us from?
Good morning. My name is Adolphus GPO. I'm joining from Johnsonville.
Welcome, Adolphus.
Thank you very much. I want to speak on the agriculture sector. Yes, let me hail the newly appointed agriculture minister, Dr. Alexander Nuta. And I appeal to him that the agricultural sector to be revamped and to be interested into everybody. Let there be an agricultural curriculum development. I want us to develop agricultural curriculum and agriculture to be taught in all high schools. That is my question. I'm even trying to do some writing to reach out to the minister and whosoever authority and even the radio station to flag this out so that agriculture can be taught in all high schools. That's the only way people will develop the career from high school before entering the university. They will always have that mindset that they're going to do agriculture. And the next one is let the government open the market sector for agriculture. We see produce in Liberia spoiling on a daily basis. So let the government work through the Ministry of Agriculture, work with the farmers. As the farmers make the farm, the government go right on the farm and purchase the goods from the farmers and come and process it and sell it. So in that manner, farmers will get encouraged to always make farm. But if you make your farm and the goods get spoiled, they will discourage you, or you bring it in the market, no good buyer, they're not buying it with good money. You find out that you will feel weak to make the farm. So that's why everybody leaving the farm now, coming in Monrovia to rob back and to do other things for survival.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. We take like 2 to 3 more calls on the line here. So keep your call in 0778-665-699. Let's go back to the phone line. Take this person. Good morning. Your name, where joining us from?
Thank you so kindly. Good morning. This is Activate Nasco Promo Jim Walker, Lemon and the same team of the Blackers and Kundin Intellectuals.
Welcome, my brother.
Thank you so kindly. Before I proceed, I'd like to commend your studio discussion. He spoke brilliantly this morning. All of the issues recommended by him. I hope the requisite authority can adhere to some of the recommendations made by his brilliant scholars. I must admit, I followed following deliberation, he expanded on national issues that had to do with the power march and sustainability of our country. So I just called to agree with him. I'm in concurrence with others' opinion being expressed, and I hope it will be implemented. So the issue of enforcement authority and the Liberia National Police. First and foremost, beginning with Liberia National Police, I think the issue of identity is very paramount. The issue of identity speaks volume and it also serves as a threat. But preference, the police officer who goes, whenever there's a complaint being filed against somebody who goes to arrest, immediately when that person output is in accordance, it also gives birth to the accused to be able to file the police registration. And the DA officer similar to so these officers to look at somebody, look at that operating now with the police, they're very reckless. Some of their opinion are very brutal, they are not being safer in providing the necessary deliberation. And go to the police, sometimes you see when you go to the police station, sometimes you have to go to the police station, the police don't follow the police charge. They don't abide by the law that governs the police. But what they do is that they infuse their own personal own people because they see the parade with the police paraphernalia. Okay. And in that light, we see that as an injustice there, and that cannot be allowed. That's why we see we from the angle of the workers and Queen electors, we are providing more issues to national government to be able to succeed power. Thank you so kindly.
Thank you. Let's take this person on this other line. Then we'll go. Good morning. Welcome. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Yeah, your name is joining us from?
There is Toga Robertson, calling from Parko Island, Kokota.
Welcome, Mr. Robertson.
Quickly, let me appreciate you guys this morning for the brilliant conversation that you brought to the Liberian people. My attention has been drawn to the issue of the Liberia Trust Enforcement Agency. There are two major things I've been talking about with them, and the first one has to do with the changing of the name. That name, I don't know, it has serious part to play in the life of our performances in going against the drugs. I would prefer Liberia Anti-Drug Enforcement Agency. And the reason I would use the word anti is because with using that name Liberia Drug Enforcement, it has been like we are enforcing the drugs to come more in Liberia, put our effort to see how the drugs can still come to Liberia more and more. And we are not against the issue of the drugs, but we insist with it. No matter who you bring, even if you're taking Jesus Christ to come and see how best we can say no to drugs in this country, we'll still have people who will still be making sure of getting the drugs because we are not against it. It's now anti-enforcement agent, but we are in favor of enforcing it and making sure that more come.
Okay.
The next one is I want us to have an operation that will say no to breaking drugs in Liberia, but not to say to beating Zogo. We want to say no in running behind those less fortunate people, those victims. They guys have been victimized already. You don't double victimize them. In taking the drugs, they are already become victims of the drugs already. And some of them just doing it now because they don't know how to live for it. And the system has been catch up with it. So chasing after them, jailing them, beating them, have nothing to do with them. I mean, I just want to double victimize them.
Okay.
What you need to do, go after the sheriffs, go after the bringer, those people who importing the drugs. Stop them to not bring the drugs to Liberia. If the fish doesn't get ratty, the rat will not go after it. The cat will not go after it.
Okay.
If we stop those who bring in the drugs in Liberia and making sure our sea bullets are all intact, our Villa Rose bullets are all intact, the air bullets are all intact, and drugs not entering this country called Liberia, you will not see our young people going to war. If those sellers are not selling it, you chase after them.
Okay.
You could be sellers all of the place. You will not see a lot of young people getting involved into taking jobs in this country to see our country being messed up the day as it is. Thank you, bro.
Thank you so much. Let's take this person here. Good morning. Welcome.
Good morning, George.
Good morning.
This is Benu calling from Chile to Fadre.
Welcome, Benu.
I'll sell somewhere, but I will not call a place name. I just want to speak on the drug issue. What you people saying this morning, it is true. I sell somewhere where they can't get to. The DEA people, I will pack my things somewhere there in the morning. I will go take a ferry to the shop. The DEA making, they took all the uniform, on the bottom on the. They stand and they will smoke the opium. They took that drugs too. They got you, they had a small column. You know that thing they can carry in a bottle. And I kept noticing it. I think I put my things out. I was just looking at it. They got you, they wrap it all on the Watson, all in the mouth. They wore the uniform by column all on in the left. So they left it. I believe they told the men that will come here, will come here, the place today. To go load the men. I come across the place here, I'll go somewhere. I just explain this so you can know what better for you in the time. Before we go look when the men left, they even say 15 minutes. The DEA take off here the place. They put John all in the house. They see two young men. I was just in the place smoking it. I saw there morning people in the pick up the king. What a man! Wow. What a man! So they came to me, sister. The men are in the place. You know what you want? I say, you asking me? You are sitting here too. You don't know what a man is asking me. So when they knew I was going, I had a jet left in front of me. So you see these things, that's two things. They need to dissolve that whole thing. They do the drug test. Everybody should go for checkup. Pick a model. Because the system is so messed up. Thank you,
Thank you so much, Bendu. Let's take somebody from the diaspora on the WhatsApp number. Good morning. Welcome.
Good morning, Workout and Harris.
Yeah, go ahead, my brother. Make a contribution on the show this morning. What part of the US are you calling us from?
Yeah, I'm calling from Pennsylvania. My name is Amos T. Jeffrey. Yeah, I got a concern when it comes to the Executive Protection Services.
Okay.
There where I hail from. I used to be a member of the Special Security Service and transformed to the Executive Protection Service, which was on the late Otero Warwick. And we went through the rank and file when Mr. Taylor departed the country. 2004, the first graduate under the United Nations and that of the U.S. Department of State. But one thing, that unit is a unique unit. That unit can jeopardize the entire 5.some million people within the Republic of Liberia. Because the president represents the entire nation. So I'm just urging those guys because I know the system. I know how military runs. I know how the advanced run. And we know every system. We from the JMB Dynamics and are one of the product and supported the government that on board now. Those guys need to be proactive. Those guys need to be smart. They shouldn't be unthinking. And I heard about Sengate pleading. I left for the United States and I heard about Sengate. And he's a very rich guy. I'm a admit. So that play is not played for nepotism. It's not played for favoritism. It's not played to do anything on the favor level. We call on the director now to be very rigid, to make sure those guys are willing to protect the life of the president and all cabinet ministers to be on their alert. You saw what happened to UNU. They could turn our country into chaos. So I'm calling on them. And secondly, the DA, I heard somebody saying previously, the AB is a very refined person. When it comes to criminal procedure law, I'm very schooled in that era. And also I came to the US, not sitting down. I went through the rank and file of the correctional department, graduated. And also when it comes to security, we know what unfolding. So AB is a refined person. I know he's going to step that up there because we got the relative side and the absolute side within our country or within the DEA. So he got to know whosoever to stand on the feet because people are in connection with people. They are doing the same thing. And when they go into a raid, they will tell the people, say, we're coming.
Okay.
So you gotta know who you're sending on the field. You gotta know people that want to die for the system.
Okay.
It goes to the police as well and the EPS. EPS need to put on more strength. They need to be more vigorous.
Okay. Thank you so much.
The president lied for 6 years.
Thank you so much. Calling from the USA there, joining us on the conversation this morning. We take 1 or 2 more calls, then we'll have our guests here live in the studio, wherein we'll be discussing a wide range of issues. So now 0778665699. We take 1 or 2 more calls. About Harris, you've been listening to the callers. They are expressing their point on the issue about drugs. The fighting the drugs is a very huge tax on the head of AB Kroma and the LDA. And some are talking about the revamping of the entire system.
I think the callers' recommendations are similar to what we've been proposing this morning. Like I said, these are conversations at times those in authority will have to listen. Will have to give their attention so as to ensure that the right things are. So it's not a surprise. You listen to part of the conversation this morning centered on the security sector, particularly the DEA. Like you listen to the call I just left. In terms of AB as an individual, everyone has a special confidence in him. That's evidenced by his previous state at the LNP. But this is a whole different institution. You are dealing with a national crisis, right? National emergency. The issue about drugs. It requires a whole lot to do. Again, we are trusting. For me, I believe, like I stated initially, at the early stage of the conversation, it is good to give the benefit of the doubt. I'm trusting that it is the prayer of every Liberian that the DA will work to ensure that drugs is out of the country. I believe that every Liberian wants a country where you work, you see around, everyone's living happily. It's not our expectation, it's not our prayers that we see our brothers on the streets. Sometimes we feel discouraged. So at times we broke down in tears. I have had an experience of such. Oh yes, I came across one of my friends previously. We sat in class sometimes in junior high, I think. Like the story works with almost every one of us. We experience the same. We come across people that we know. These are ones, previously, individuals that used to be, in terms of they were decent or up to the tax. These are the ones, the other ones that are suffering from the aftermath of the substance.
Okay.
So again, that's why we're saying the government will have to do more. The taxes on us, every library as well, we got to support the DA plans, right? The DEA plans to make sure that drugs is kicked out of this country.
Okay, so we take 2 more calls on the line. Keep your calls coming in. 0778665699. Like I said, 2 more calls. 077-866-5699. Let's take this person here. Good morning. Okay, we messed up on our call. Keep your calls coming in. You'll be live with us this morning on the Punch Breakfast Show. Harris Betty, Boakai Kamara, we are pretty seated here for you on a Wednesday morning, bringing you some discussion, most especially the issue about the security, the health, and the Drugs Enforcement Agency. Let's take this person. Good morning. Your name, where joining us from?
Good morning, Parker. My name is A.B. Fama Newepia. I join you from Electoral District 2, Johnsonville.
Welcome, A.B.
Yeah, thank you. And let me say thank you to the brother in studio. He has lamented very well. And I just want to speak to the issue of the former, the guy in possession of the firearm, or something which has raised some alarm in the country. I don't think that, for God's sake, administratively, you cannot be leaving posts and carry the materials home. This is similar to people working in government offices, and then they get a government card in their possession. Today you are not in office again, but you carry the cards, and you want the government to go and set up committee to start retrieving government properties. Why must you even keep the material with you? It's a threat. And the EPS, they knew it, or appointed EPS boss. He just said it. That is clear. And we know the characteristics of these guys. Mind you, there were times in this country that guns into our country. Up to now, we are yet to know the status of those guns, whether they were reported to the NSA, whether they are in the hands of the security. We are yet to know. We don't even know how many of those guns. So that individual keeping that gun and not turning it over, it means that there is a calculated plan. Something could happen tomorrow. If you hear that there will be body laying all in the street, because these guys, their calculation is how to diminish the name of JMB.
Okay.
So you will see people using the EPS gun because it is registered as an EPS gun. That man could go and commit a crime with it tomorrow. When people go and identify the bullet in that body, they will say, "Oh, that's the EPS person." And say, "Ah, the person are killing people." So we are looking forward to seeing that man being arrested anywhere he is. He is with the person currently in somewhere in the city. He will come back and he needs to be arrested and he should turn over that gun.
Okay.
More to that, we are calling on the newly appointed and confirmed officials. We want this is a revolution we took to make sure that the people in Liberia, the Liberians be emancipated, to make sure that the developmental agenda of arrest it be profit and it be achieved. We don't want people coming with partiality.
Okay.
We want people coming with trust, with fairness, and to make sure that Ambassador General Imam Boubacar regime succeed. Thank you.
Thank you. Keep listening. Your district representative will be here soon. Okay, so we still take another call here. We still taking your calls as we await our guest, Sekou Cannon. He's the representative of District number 2. He's due to be here with us by this time. As we discuss some national issue, he placed a letter on the floor on yesterday. We need to look at that and some national issues, most especially when it comes to the consolidated account. What he make of that, he will be here this morning talking to us. But that person, good morning. Your name is joining us from?
Good morning. My name is Mohammed Konel.
Welcome, Mohammed.
First of all, let me say congratulations to the EBS director, and congratulations on being declaring FCA unwanted and the narrative because it's out. Look, this people fail to realize that there are things happening already from the government. But, you know, the way they were handling this country, if they feel that it is the same way they are going to do it. Look, this man has a kid.
Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, I don't know. Are you using a microphone or headphone or what? Because you are coming in and too okay.
Hello.
Yeah, go ahead now.
People fail to realize that they are up. All right. You know, sometimes they have to just accept the fact that they are no more in power. All right, they have to accept that. You know, sometimes you know of government property, especially when the president have already declared that everyone's possession of the government property during the past time to just present each and everything. All right, and the former EPS director to reliable source that the man wrote Pepsi Yeke. He wrote the man. He failed to reply. And they placed a call to him more than 5 times. The man failed to pick up, and you needed to return the call.
Okay.
Which means that it is intentional. They're planning to do something. Those people planning to support this government name.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, my brother, for being a part of the conversation this morning. We're still taking your calls as we are with our guests. But the issue about the Pepsi Yeke and the EPS is something that that we didn't bring here this morning, but it's in the news. It's all in the news. Yesterday he was declared wanted by the government of Liberia. So we will need to take a musical break, and after that we'll come back. We'll be talking to our guest here this morning, but let's see if we can take a musical break quickly this morning on the show as we Harris Bailey. Let's take this musical break and we're back. Okay, man. Sorry about that. This is a Peter Cole. It's called uh Little Moon. So let me say good morning. Whatever you are, welcome. We are here this morning and we are privileged to have live in our studio Mr. Sipu Kanan. He's the honorable man representing District Number 2, Mosurado County. And he's our prime guest this morning. He was due here last week. And due to some technical issues beyond our control, we couldn't bring you the show. But it's good to have you here this morning. Honorable, good morning and welcome to the Punch Breakfast. Good morning to the how you doing this morning? You okay? I saw you in a press conference yesterday discussing the issue. Yeah, so nice, nice. That was something that we signed off for. So we should do the best we can. So how's the district? This is just good. We just we're making an adjustment of our things, going back to the community to trusting us. What we bring to I see you worry about appreciating people. It was in an appreciation tour. I see you have looked on your Facebook page for the past 2 days. You've been reaching out to communities, appreciating them. I don't know how that response been like. A lot of people like you. We should also be preparing for trusting us again to do to we continue in the Saturday, Sunday. Yeah, it's good. Okay, and then so welcome as well. And this is constitution composition. Hope that it means well for people. No more. But we want to take it back. Elections are over, but it is important to establish a position. It is not saying most often in our politics that a lawmaker have served previously take up and is able to come back to reclaim the seat, like the way it was done with you. You were in the legislature from 2012 up to 2018. In 2018, you left the scene, and now you return. Someone is considering how exactly were you able to do it. I mean, in terms of your tactics, your strategies, what exactly you employed that led you to this victory? Well, basically, we give the Almighty Allah the strength and appreciation for sparing our life to where we are today. I think it's all about persevere and know to that the decision of the people of district to elect us. I think was not a mistake. And their decision to
also ask us to rest was also kind of mistake. Sometimes in life, people come with the heel come with clean hands. So there were a lot of saying, there was a lot of propaganda against us in the first term. We too, there was certain things we didn't do. So yes, taking a break gave us the opportunity to find those things that we didn't do. So when we decided to embark on the journey, those projects that we left, those gigantic projects, those developmental things that we did in the district was touched and I was successful. So that and other things, I don't know the reason why they were voted here, but I think we have on our platform the message specific and this time we talk to lead the district to do the best we can, complete those unfinished projects, look up for new ones. And I will keep on.
What has then the relationship like with you and that of your predecessor?
Well, yeah, all is everything that glitter is not gold. So yes, in terms of political relationship, no, we all live in the same district.
It's just something deeper than that.
I will not know that sincerely. I'm not the troublemaker. I'm an easygoing guy who knows when what aspect of the truth. And I would let it be in my own corner. So, but I really don't know whether there's something deeper. Maybe you as a journalist and other people need to.
The elections are over, and at times, most often it is prudent in favor of the people of District 2. Now that you're the lawmaker, you extend an honor to your predecessor because he managed the office for over 6 years. And what are some of the challenges as well? Confronting the people. Perhaps you could, in the field of unity, reconciliation, for the common good of people of District 2, you could consider extending an olive for him as a background since.
That is part of our working. We tend to do that, not only him, all of the contestants. Almost most of them with the session of two, which also won the election. Yet, we won. About 7 years, which are we planning to meet outside the district of the district. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about like you already said, what is important to. So we're looking forward to very soon. And we can take it.
This will be important.
Certainly. Valentine as well. Everybody, like I said, all 9 of us, all 8 officially invited. Maybe for development launch, and then we all sit there to talk development and see how we can move our district. Election is over. There's no hard feeling. I'm pretty seated. It's over.
Let's move on now. Looking at district number 2, in terms of development, how do you see the level of development in district number 2?
Well, there are a lot need to be done. You know, when I took over after the vacation, the District Development Council, the DDC, visited me, which is welcoming. And I said to them on one of the sister radio show, I said, I intend to work with everybody. I don't intend to remove anybody from wherever they are. They met me in the leadership, we talked, and I spoke, and I said to them, I need an update. Where you intend to go? What kind of spend left? You were member of the BBC or heading the BBC. Total where you were, where you intend to go, what were his plans.
Okay.
All those things are good for the form the PDC is there. What was the composition of the PDC? We need to make a few changes where we do start we inherited so that we all can work together. You don't want to let it be seen that you wish one thing to your own people. These are people who have worked with him and with the district. They know what was on the plate in terms of development. We just come out of district politics at the level of here. So they are the old guys. So they need those things to help you to move forward.
There's a specific project in the district. The building rep on the floor of the Jacob stand for you. You were doing that project and later on everything came to stop. I don't know how far is that project. Jimmy Smith took over the district. Anything going on towards that project? How far are we now with that project? And what is the project?
Well, that's one of the major projects tend to embark upon. Where we are right now is to hopefully on all the legislative caucus of most for our own inner circle, what is one aim, and then we can now begin to say, okay, this is the way we intend to move with my team. Okay. So how do we generate money? The government is not fully completed yet. So once those things are done, we start to reach out to the requisite institution, government, the president. This is it's a worth it cost. We need to complete with a school project. And I remember that project. If you look at from the double bridge all the way to Prince of Joba, our intent at the time was to build that school to be the only public school in this belt that would be able to reduce the stress on the special project,
the PCAs,
so that because it is centrally located, most of the young people have an opportunity. That's the intent. And that which will stay. That's our dream. We hope and pray that God will give a long life.
Jimmy Smith took over. Why? Didn't he focus on at least helping you one way or other to get that project done? Because it is not about you, it is about the district. And did you one way or the other stop him from doing it because it was a project you started it? What was it all about?
No, I can't start it with as government project. It's not a single kind of project. As government bidding, as government land, as government money was used to build it. So government is continued. I'm not there. Anybody coming can take over the markets, the honestness we were dealing with for schools around. It's not. As a lawmaker, you don't hand off these money. You only lobby, get the money, go through an institution, government institution that is responsible for this thing. But yes, it's through your own lobbyistic power that you can get this thing done, and then your oversight make sure that it's done for your people.
One of the reasons why I asked initially as to you have met with your predecessor as to understand the workings of the office, because the distribution of the county social development funds has been a serious challenge in Montserrat. You have about 17 districts now. I'm much more particular that part of your plans, part of what you intend to do with your office will rely as well on your portion of the county development fund you will receive for your district as well, provided when it is given. So I was particular as to whether have you gathered a report from your predecessor as to if over the 6 years period, there has been any disbursement in terms of the county social development funds towards district number 2, and how the funds have been used to further put you on the right path that moving forward, if there are projects ongoing that you can continue, or perhaps you could revisit, redesign something to move on.
That's why I said that in passing that I met with the District Development Council leadership and asked them for a comprehensive report that would give an insight what was there, what needed to be done, where they were moving. That report will give me an appreciation where to go and where not to go. So you work with a team, that's government. So the DDC, you report to the DDC what you have inherited or what you have, what are your plans. They work along with you because they represent the communities. So now whatever plan the DDC have before or during the administration of Honorable Smith, obviously when that comprehensive report is done, it gave me an insight of what he intended to do, whether is right or it's not right. We can manage with that and do it better the way I see it, and then we'll move.
Okay, and then Walker, you want to come in?
No, we have to move on now to some national issues that are making news. Yesterday, you had a press conference calling on. It is a major talking point. The issue about this consolidated account, and you from your own understanding, and even from everybody understanding, there are two accounts, two saying here, the now president and the former president, they both are giving different figure about this consolidated account. Tell us, where do you as an individual and lawmaker representing district number 2 stand on this?
Well, thank you. You know, when the issue came about, when the president reported to the National Legislature on account of the two figure, my own thought was invite the two institutions, CBL, MFDP. But at the time, the minister now was not confirmed. He had not gone for confirmation. But the CBL, knowing that they has a tenure, so they were invited by plenary. Now, they appeared before us. In summary, they said to plenary that at no time the CBL gave any figure or any document to any of the two presidents, the former and the present, but rather they gave their report to the Ministry of Finance and the transitional team. You now know that predicated upon that, the team was invited and they gave that explanation and gave us documents. It was sent to committee room. In my own wisdom, the Minister of Finance needed to give us his own perspective. What the CBL governor said, that they met with the transitional team, and he being the Minister of Finance, he was an integral part of that transitional team. So wanted to get his own perspective. What did he receive from the CBL? Because the CBL said, what I'm giving you now is what I gave the Ministry of Finance, is what I gave the transitional team. Then what is the differences in the figure?
Why?
That's right. So someone needed to answer that. CBL said, what the system is automated, what we receive on a daily basis, we accumulate it and send it to the Ministry of Finance on a daily basis or as per their request. Good. So my reason, like I said, I wanted him to come to explain to us what he received from CBL. In the wisdom of the chair of the presiding officer, he said it was that the previous communication was sent to the committee room, and the committee I invited the finance minister along with the CBL officials to give some clarity. So there was no need to put the the letter, I mean, reading the letter was good, but to send for the finance minister, it would be like sending to the committee and they're already handling it. Which, like I said yesterday in my press conference, I don't have a problem. But we needed to discuss the communication, get other people's perspective, and give the committee an opportunity. What most people on the floor stand on, what are their views, so it helped them, inform them in their own in the committee room.
Yeah, but you need to work out before you come in. There was a document from the Joint Public Accounts and Audits and Banking and Currency Committees report on the government of Liberia Consolidated Account to Plenary, and this is from the Liberian Senate. This document is establishing that in its findings, the TER comes in its findings says the government of Liberia fiscal year 2024 gross accounts balances as of January 19, 2024 is USD 40,550,000. That's US 40,550,089 cents. That also includes both end of fiscal year 2023 and fiscal year 2024 balances. So it is being broken down into segments that derive at that figure. I mean, it has been argued in the public that from the public accounts funding, one can establish that the past president, George Weah, was in the right position when he said the consolidated account was 40 million as of the time of reporting.
I would want to believe that the figure that you're giving is a same figure. It is the same document that was given to us. I mean,
memo
of
the house. Yeah.
When the CBL appeared before us. But I'm of the opinion that somewhere along the line, Baka, someone did not do due diligence. Why? When you give information, government is continuity.
Yeah.
They move from 2023 to 2024, it roll over up to that point where they had to close the 2023 account to remain one account, which is 2024.
Yeah.
Which is a 40M plus. But mind you, at the time of the preparation of this document, government was still doing business.
Okay.
Government were issuing checks to vendor, other government operation, what have you. My opinion, not central bank, the Minister of Finance should have done reconciliation. The 40 million at the reporting date per CBL account was 40M. How many checks have I issued against the 40M? That will give you a clear indication what is your net balance as of the 19th. They were looking at the gross.
Okay.
Someone never took into account the checks that were in the hands. Whether it was civil servant salary, whether it was payment to vendor, or whether it was travel, whether it was for operation, whatever it is. Especially so when the transition was in place, doing a lot of work, you couldn't stop.
Then for using money.
That's right. So what my opinion in normally in this practice that we do, you do reconciliation. They will give you the gross of 40M. Sure. Now, how much have I issued against the 40M?
Okay.
When you do that deduction, you will now know your net. This is the net as of this reporting date. But I believe that was not done. So by the time the finance ministry went to go do the reconciliation, and then like on the same date, like the president said, the same reporting date, you have already issued checks that were in the hands of the people either before the 19th or whatever,
prior to the
19th.
Okay.
Were in the hands of the people. So when you net that against what you have, what you reported, you saw the variance that was reported in President Barker's statement.
That's what you believe in.
That's my belief. And so to clarify that doubt, that's why you wanted.
The committee is also reporting, it's also recommending, if you read further in this document, that in the interest of accountability and transparency, it would be better to call for a special reconciliation audit of the consolidated accounts to establish the facts and give them to the Liberian people. I mean, I'm saying this like, what's the essence? Because now that the CBL, someone will say that I should be the custodian of this information. Now the CBL has appeared before plenary and provide their position relatively to the claims and counterclaims from the both presidents. So the Senate committee as well is also proposing a special reconciliatory audit. Yeah, that to report to the Liberian people. I mean, someone say this is time wasting, it's time consuming.
Harris, from the honorable standpoint, hinting that the information provider wasn't clear, so there is need that they invite the Minister of Finance, who is now the minister. Previously, he wasn't minister; he was just nominated for that position. But now he won the Minister of Finance president, the Central Bank Governor president, and then they can give them the entire information on who is saying the truth here.
And let me come in. Let me come in, Harris. The central bank will not do what you didn't do for yourself. Okay. The central bank is a custodian of your money. The Ministry of Finance. They only the custodian. They don't do reconciliation. You issue your check against what you deposited into the bank. And like you, Harris Gold, you get $20 in your pocket, and you owe Baka, you owe me, and you owe other people. So even though I get $20 about issue, I need to pay Baka $5. I need to pay Honorable Kane $2. I need to pay John Brown another $3. When you have done all of that, with my $20, I'm paying out my obligation. I'm now left with $8. Okay, so you now know that it's only $8 you're going to operate on because it's your money. So yes, finance ministry, in my opinion, they should have done reconciliation because it's their money. Central Bank does not know how many checks that they have issued. You can issue me a check, it will take 1 week with me. So CBL will not be able to tell you that your balance as of this date is still what they have. That is what they were giving. So CBL should have given, not CBL, the Minister of Finance should have done their own reconciliation. How much check did we issue as of the 10th to this point? How many have gone to the central bank for clearance? How much stay in the hand of the people outstanding check? When you do all of that, you will not know that this is my net.
Furtherance to
the decision of the Senate Committee on Public Account. Maybe, I'm saying maybe, the House of Representatives might resort to that or whatever figure that comes from that special audit commission. It will help to certify the situation because all of us, including you in the press, wants to know who gave the right information to their leader and who gave the wrong information to that leader. When the president go to speak, he spoke based on what was available to him. President Weah spoke based on what Minister Tuai gave him. President Baka spoke based on what was reported to him by his finance minister. So who is telling us the truth? Your interest is to know, as watchdog of our community, we too, as deputy of the people, need to know so that we can give the message to our people.
Are there further legislative actions that you will be proposing in an event that it has been established that either of the presidents lied in terms of information they provided to the public? Now, the worst case scenario that the current president Joseph Boakai could be in error now, given that all of the special reconciliatory order has been carried out. Part of that as well. The plenary invite the Minister of Finance as well to come and provide his account towards this thing. And it's been established that the current president is in error as per the figure provided. Do you think there could be some other legislative actions to be taken to regain the populace confidence in the executive?
What that has not been established yet. Until it is established, I'll leave that with the chief executive. Owing to the fact that, like what you said, if it is established that the present finance minister did not do well, we as lawmaker, we can only propose, we can only recommend. It's left with the president to implement, to do the needful, whatever he think actually he need to take against, provided if that information, like after the reconciliation, and then he will not know what measure to take. But at least in the public domain, the public will not be certified to say, yes, this information that was given by President Weah is correct, or the information given by President Weah is not correct. That will be in the domain of the public. And you as journalists, we can all come back here again to discuss that. But until then, let us not preempt what will come out of the audit, the special audit that is being requested by the Liberian Senate. I'm not in the Liberian Senate. You reading it. We where I am is the lower house. Let's see what recommendation come from our committee on banking, and then we can take it from there.
Is it only Honorable Kane that is calling for the finance minister to be invited, the central bank governor to be invited, and if there's need, the former finance minister to be invited, wherein the three of them standing before you guys, making sure that who is saying the truth and who is lying? Is it only you calling for this, or other members of the house also think that you are doing pretty well in bringing this to them?
I think other members, everybody might not have an opportunity to put the communication on the plenary floor. I think other members think like I'm thinking. And prior to my communication, other colleagues have put Honorable Sibo and then another colleagues of ours put that committee that led to the invitation of the CBI governor at the plenary. So yes, most people, if not all us, I would want to say 75 or 80% of the lawmaker think that there's a need for clarity. And you cannot give the clarity unless those who are responsible appear before you, either at the committee level or at plenary. So that you
Harris, let me just ask this question. I want to know, is the central bank governor not charged with the responsibility and giving information about the consolidated account? I'm asking this question because he was before you guys the last time, and he just ran numbers, but were not definite on who's saying the truth here, whether it was 40 million that was in the consolidated account or it was 20.5 million. So where are we on this? Why were you guys able to make him to give the proper answer on who's saying the truth on this?
What the central bank has said to us and us know, if you open your account, the bank that you open your account, the bank they are only custodian of the money that you put there. You manage your account. It's the finance ministry responsibility. What the CBI did for us, they provided us documents. From this and to this, and this is the money. This is this. This is this. This is this. Now, you can do your mathematics and see who's saying the truth or who is not saying the truth. And then, like I said in my intro, they said the information we're giving you is what we give the Ministry of Finance. The C information is what we give the transitional team.
Okay.
So, while CBL, that's why I said to you, maybe those checks that were issued by Ministry of Finance, they never took that into consideration to do the netting, the deduction. So they just reported on gross.
You see, before we wind down on this conversation to transition to other point of discussion, Honorable Kane, in all fairness, I think individuals, members of the legislature, should be very frank to this conversation. That the appearance...
Are we not frank to the conversation?
I'm being very honest, right? And this is my thought about it. and I want you to disagree when necessary, that the appearance of the central bank governor satisfied this conversation. That I think it is frank that the members of the legislature informed the Liberian people that the current president, His Excellency Joseph Boakai, was in error as per the account provided. And this is my argument. This is exactly what Ambassador Boakai said in his inaugural speech. Now, he said that the balance reported by the Central Bank of Liberia as of the same date was US 20.5 million. So in this case, the president is confirming that the bank account, this was what they received.
And the transitional team, who is better to defend that position? The president will report on what you gave him. Okay, who gave the information? So that's why when he appeared before you, excuse me, you now say the president said as of this date. If you look at my letter quoted that as of the reporting date, quoting the president.
Okay.
So the finance minister now, yes or no, the 40 million that was reported by the CBL is not real. You know what I'm saying? We can't be the one we can't be a spokesman for finance ministry. We can. Central bank I'm not defending central bank, but they have done their job. They say what you deposited, what you have is as of this.
It's just an extension of the conversation, because if the finance minister comes in and provide different account again, perhaps CBO will say no.
But then that's why the GAC come in at what you reading.
Yeah, the Senate.
That's what you're reading to be what to reconcile. They're not doing everything, but just to reconcile the closing and the opening balances as of the period in question. I believe it will not take this the GAC more than a week or two, and we all will get to know the facts. Not jump the gun before the house.
Okay, let's move on to other issues.
So I know his point is that he really want to know. He really we all Liberians, we want to know. Liberians want to know, and he's pushing for that.
Yeah,
because my interest, Harry, is I want to know who lied to the president.
Okay,
either of the president, the former or the president, or the president. Who gave them wrong information?
Yeah.
So that your interest, when like the question you are asking, what punitive measure will be taken against our person? Like I said, let us not jump the gun before the house. Let us reach that point. After like the Senate committee, like you're reading, if that's what that route the Senate is going, obviously we collaborate, we work together. Once that is done, the information will be shared to all of us, the Fourth Estate, member of the legislature, we will now have it. Then the next thing will be, what action can we now take? Somebody will proffer something either on the Senate floor or the House of Representatives floor to say, look, we think either of the present or the past minister lied to their respective leaders. So we think this must be taken.
The past administration of President George Weah initiated the free tuition policy across public institutions, public universities, and institutions in this country. President George Weah's argument at the time was to increase the citizens' interest in education. I mean, it is over now. It rests on the shoulders of the national government, President Joseph Dumont Walker, to continue on that footing, especially now it's been established that free tuition policy is cost intensive, especially for the government. It depends on you lawmakers as well recommending to the president, because you deal directly with the people, and the feedbacks received that such an initiative was helpful to the over thousands of Liberians attending the State Rural University. Honorable Kanu, where do you stand in terms of your recommendation to national government on a continuation of the free tuition policy?
Well, I think it's a good thing that we continue because times are hard. Until our economy can get better, it will be a good thing for government to continue. Though it is cost intensive, do we have the money? That one thing the executive need to look into that cover. Yes, the past government had this, you want to call it open door education policy. They did meet a requirement in terms of payment. That would be another argument. My information now, whether that information is true, that even the WIA fee, the WAS fee has not been paid for the past 5 years. Whether that is true or not, that's another thing. That's a liability that the present government is going to incur. Do we continue with that or not? So she has to look at her position. But get me right, it's a good thing to continue to do free education at whatever level or subsidize. The present government need to look at that and decide and they got to give a justification why they want to increase, why they want to continue or why they want to discontinue.
Okay.
If the justification is strong enough, we could say, okay, fine. Based on the justification, we think we can work with certain town.
The schools will be in session, so it means that it will continue in the period while those conversations are ongoing.
That's what I'm saying. So, but even if you left it open and the government does not meet up with the requirement, you cause more confusion. Because first, teachers are not getting paid on time, basic for instructional materials are not available. Then where do you go? What you running from? Your shadow that you're running from will follow you. Because it's gonna be now, the teacher will say, we get struggle.
Yeah, curriculum.
We don't get this. So
copy books.
So what you running from going to go back to the parents. Because the school administration, you don't do not go there to go teach when you don't have child.
So you think it's good, but it need to be done properly.
So let the Minister of Education, like I was reading last night, the press secretary to the president, some of your colleagues were questioning on the same question, and she said it's a good thing. But the Ministry of Education, the technical arm of the government, need to advise Mr. President appropriately the way forward. So I think, and that's the best way to go. Let them advise the president, look, we think we can continue. We think we can continue. We can go 50%, we can go 100%, or we can't even do it. So it's important to give the Minister of Education and his team an opportunity to come over policy with respect to that.
Before Boka take course, you had the opportunity to serve in the 53rd legislature from 2012 to 2018. Now you are in the 55th legislature. When you were to do a comparative analysis, now the previous legislature, the 53rd and 55th, in terms of it, I mean, what exactly the breed of legislatures we have now as compared to the 53?
Well, it's too early to compare because we have not been in session for more than a month, or maybe a month. It's called it. Yesterday was a if-day sitting, so it required time to compare. But in the 53rd, where I was at the time, we had a lot of men politically mature men who have been in politics long before some of us went into it. You could think deeper. You could analyze things. For now, yes, I don't know we just starting, so you will not be able to compare and contrast. Maybe after a year, other people are saying learning the proceeding, they're learning the way to answer question, the way to raise motion, all the kind of, so it's going to take time. So it's too early to do the comparative. But in the 53rd, yes, we have.
Do you hope to see the spirit from the 53rd at the 55th legislature?
Even more than that. More than that, because I can see the zebraness of most of our colleagues who maybe because we just come in the weeds, everybody is firing, everybody is zebra. Yes, it should be. But I think from the way I see the 55th, they're going to be to the task, especially when the executive is pushing for accountability and transparency. We at our end, our constituencies is also holding us by that because we all made some commitment to our constituency when we're running campaign.
Okay, so we'll open the phone lines on 0778-665-699. Once again, 0778-665-699 or 0880-561-644 are the lines that you can call. The issue about nomination, before we take calls, a lot of folks, you are from the Union Party. A lot of folks from the Union Party are feeling disenchanted on some of the nominations made by the president, and some are still waiting. Those that are in the vanguard of the party, they are saying that they are not seeing themselves in the photo. What do you make of that? It's too early for partisans of the Union Party to start complaining about this government.
I think they are right. I must admit they are right. Most of the people that are complaining were in the trenches, were out there, were taking bullets for this government. So if people go into politics for several reasons, some could be you have your interest somewhere. You don't have to be necessarily in government. So yes, those who went into it and they have not seen what they expect, they have a right to cry out. All of us as members of the National Executive Committee, we need to do better for our people. If you think the president has pressure, we too, as lawmaker, has enormous pressure like him because people trusted us, follow us based on the policy of the party, and say, look, we will do this, and they expect something on the table for their family. So we too depend on Barker, Harris, John, Mary that will go into the executive. Then we go to the hey, Harris will be us in the trenches. Barker will be us. Can you help to implore Barker? Can you help to do this? So we go.
Yeah, but if we're doing that, we'll not be seeing a change that we want. We'll be taking the same system from the CDC, wherein they were so specific about their partisans and then forgetting, letting go of the more qualified people. This is about Liberia. It's not about party. It's not about an individual. This is about Liberia. That's why I think the president is focused more on bringing the technocrat, those that can do the work, and letting go of some of the supporters, because this, he said, it will not be business as usual. And business as usual in the past, citizens were focused more on their partisans than people that know the job.
Bakai. Bakai. I call you 2 times.
Yeah.
Nowhere in the world, politics is about interest. Everywhere in the world, politics is about interest.
Okay.
You expect those young people who bought t-shirts on their own, who was under the ring, then you say did not qualify. Some of the people get master's degree. How do you expect them to be qualified when you don't give them the opportunity?
Are you confirming that I did that because of job? Was it
most of them wanted a change. How do you bring about a change when the competence are not given the opportunity. You think most of the people that will honor the ring are not qualified?
It's satisfied the conversation. What can take on?
Let's take
Come on, man.
Let's take this.
There's a need that will give them the opportunity because most of them, I know people that was in district number 2 that ran campaign with me. They've been all of college more than 4 or 5 years. They were never given the opportunity by the CDC government. This is their government. So you can't give them the opportunity? Come on, Harris. What are you talking about?
Okay, let's take some calls. Let's take our first caller here this morning on the line. Okay, good morning. Your name is joining us from?
Good morning, Pwaka. And let me say good morning to the representative on Civil Council of District number 2. My name is Nyawepia Evan Tama. I joined from Electoral District to Johnsonville. And Pwaka, please permit me, I got series of questions for.
No, let's take 1 or 2. We can say because we are already out of time.
Yeah, no problem. We can take 2. So for the question, Honorable Kane, you were in the House 2011.
2012.
At which time you were in your first term, you were co-chair on Ways, Means and Finance, meaning that you had some authority. And you are all the new people there, so you were able to do
quickly to the question, brother.
Yeah, go question, my brother.
Yeah. So you were able to under your influence, we have some structures being erected in our district that are not being completed. So what hope can the people of district 2 have that today under this new speakership you are only on a single committee just as a member? What hope do we have that we can have our project be completed?
Okay, thank you so much.
Let's take this person from this.
Okay.
What is happening? Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, I'm a Tata Sigua. Am I live on the
radio? You live, go on.
Yes, I'm Tata Sigua, resident of Federal Mansion District number 2. I'm coming in from an office, Chamber Justice. Okay, for the honorable man, I don't doubt his ability, right? But just a little concern. During the campaign, to make a promise, which I made at our place. And the promise was, I wanted to stand rule. And then you did not say you would face it. But you said you're going to do a follow-up to know why the project started and why it ended and the role not completed. So we do a follow-up with the ministry. So I just try to remind on this video. So at least fast track his reminder because we are creating software.
Okay.
Because there's no way project will start and the project will end without being completed. I mean, something went wrong. So I just in the video to please try that for us.
Okay, thank you. Let's take this person here. Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, your name is joining us from?
Robertson Toga.
Welcome, Robertson.
Thank you. Let me appreciate our lawmaker. Some of us fought in the background for him to come back to the spotlight because we want a leader who very focused with a heavy mind of doing something better for Liberia. For what all he said, I have so many interests, but let me just pick up one when it comes to the issue about the Central Bank of Liberia. It is important that the finance minister, the Central Bank, and the former come to the House of Legislature and clarify on the specific amount that the Liberian people will understand what's happening at the Central Bank or what we have in the vault of the Central Bank.
Okay.
We are not thinking about who's saying the right thing or who's saying the wrong thing. Our focus is on we really want to know what we have there.
Okay, thank you so much. We want to know. Okay.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Quickly, let's hear you.
This is Frederick today, and I call from Amagashi community. I want to thank the Honorable Institute of Kanye for his silent deliberation. On a serious note, the people of District number 2 didn't make any mistake to have elected Honorable Kanye to have called a re-election because accidentally, a lawmaker was brought to the district who making a political tragedy. His presence was absolutely not fair in about the area. You are disconnected from the people and the district suffered for 6 years. So I want to commend the peace-loving people of District number 2 for helping to rescue this district. And I can tell you that with the president of Wakanda in the 53rd legislature, this district will receive 8 prestige again in terms of development and rapid growth.
Okay.
For the people of District number 2, in terms of reconciliation, I think you have heard from a lawmaker that he is waiting to sit on a round table with all of his contenders, or I would not call it, enemy or political opponent. They were contenders and taking the elections are over, and he will be waiting to sit on to have a reconciliation. So in terms of genuine development, I can assure you that the honorable man is back to the position.
Okay.
Of the district.
Okay,
So
thank you. Let's take this person here. Good morning.
Just a single question for Honorable
Mm.
And we're talking about reconciliation and we're talking about accountability. This one time, Ambassador Bwaka promised everything 5,000, and we got it. We got information that 4,000 reached the district. Alluding to the fact that the money did not come to the representative office, but it came to the district coordinator, and he being a United Partisan, then our people, because that money was not only intended for United Partisan, but both the United Party and all other presidents in the district, CDC and whoever. So we want to know what is that people did not see those celebrations in our district. Is he going to
maybe you can say you are not part of celebration, but there was some celebration in various districts.
No,
maybe.
I'm
asking
people that did not have people that didn't have any celebration.
Okay. All right. Thank you. We have to go.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. So, honorable, listen to first the issue about some of the projects that you were doing, and there was a stop to them, and now you are a lawmaker again. Will you continue them?
Let me just clarify from the first caller and the last caller. That is the same person. 2012, I was never co-chair on Ways, Means, and Finance.
Okay.
I was co-chair on Investment and Concession.
Mm-hmm.
After the 3 year, I became co-chair on Ways, Means, and Finance. I just thought to clarify that. And the second clarification I want to give him, yes, I'm on 3 committees. SOE, State Enterprises as member, Foreign Affairs as member, and Good Governance as member. So you don't necessarily have to be on committee like people claim lucrative committee to advocate to get what you want. Your ability to lobby, your ability to make things to happen will happen. I want to assure him I need his prayer, I need his support so that all of us in the district will benefit from our lobbyistic power to bring good to our people. Regarding the second caller on the road issues, yes, but we're still waiting for the complete composition of the government, and then we move on to the Ministry of Public Works to inquire the status of the Nickletown Road. So yes, I'm committed to that. We do the needful on that road.
LEC.
Nobody asked questions.
No.
Yeah. I'm asking you because I partly living in the district. So LEC. Because a lot of people complain about LEC, most especially Amagashi community. LEC is a major challenge in that
all
community.
over, even myself. LEC is a challenge to the entire country. So we pray that that Mr. President will look in that direction with upon the rightful people that will manage the LEC, and then we can move on. This is a challenge that we inherited, and nothing much can be done about it unless the rightful people are placed in those positions. And to those who call, I want to say thank you. This all about interacting with your community is how they feel. Regarding the 5,000, I did not receive the 5,000. The 4,000 were received by the leadership of the district. Maybe we need to invite the leadership of the district, let us speak to them. But one thing I know from my information from the leadership, they met, it was a general consensus of the zonal head to share the money. They will have party in their respective zones. they have done their report. I have not seen it, but I'm told that they have reported. What was left, like $700-800, there was party at the Amagashi district office for the people of the district. Those who didn't have the time to make in their respective zone came there, because myself went to the refreshment or whatever you want to call it at the Amagashi office. That's how much I can say regarding 1,000 that were received by the district.
Okay,
Right.
we gotta go. Bob.
Thank you so much. That's the voice of Honorable Seku Kanen here, District number 2 representative. He been here in conversation with us this morning. Folks, join us tomorrow morning. That's when we'll be back here for a brand new edition. Waka Amara Kamara, Harris Billy will be back here tomorrow. Up until then, it's bye-bye from our end.